Well, hello everybody. This is Tim Green with the Rattle Magazine. Welcome to the Rattlecast. We're the biggest freewheeling live streaming poetry podcast on the planet, in your ears and on your laptops. And when I say freewheeling, I mean it. Today's guest was supposed to be Billy Collins, but unfortunately, he's under the weather. He sounded really rough on the phone when I talked to him right before the show. So we're going to postpone that episode up to January 19th, which is the next date we both have available. So we're going to move that up. We're going to have Billy Collins then, January 19th. And today we're going to have a special episode instead featuring a special open mic and a whole lot more. We're going to announce our prompt poet of the month. We're going to have an open mic for both our prompt poems if you'd like, or you can share your favorite poem that you wrote this year or published this year. So whatever you want. If you have a poem that you would like to share, if it was published somewhere, if you wrote it, doesn't have to be for the prompt, can be anywhere. It's a great time of year to be sharing our favorite poems. So it'd be a fun episode to do that. We thought we'd have a lot of fun. We'd also going to announce our 2025 Pushcart Prize nominees. So looking forward to that as well in the next hour plus. In the meantime, we're going to start out like we always do with our Poets Respond poet. And this week's Poets Respond poem was Jailbreak in A minor by Alexander Pepple, who I've been wanting to have on the show for a long time. Hey, Alex, how you doing?
Hey, yeah.
Yeah, well, it's such a pleasure to have you on. Given how much you've done, for Able Muse especially. I just love Able Muse. And, it's wonderful to have a poem. I'm always looking for formal poems, Alex, and it's great to have this wonderful pantoum as well as getting a chance to talk to you. So thanks for joining. How you doing?
Well, that's great. I was gonna say that I was trying to get into rattle, and I had to take a jailbreak poem to do it. So it's like jailbreaking into rattle with my poem. So the poem was doing double duty, sort of.
Yeah, well, tell us, for people who don't understand what this poem was about, tell us what the article is and how the poem came to be. That somehow poetry is used to break AI, if anybody
Yes.
can understand that. Yeah.
Actually, this was something like almost wrote itself because when I read this article, I said, wow, this is something that just needs to be written. It's about uh, large language models. Apparently, poetry is the key. It's very easy to jailbreak them with poetry. So, and they say over 60% can be jailbroken with poetry, which is a big thing. And some of the things they can do when jailbroken, they can uh, do child abuse, exploitation. They can do plutonium and nuclear recipes can become freely available. So all the bad things, if we just do a little bit of poetry manipulation with these large language models, you know, it becomes very easy to do. So this is poetry is the key to breaking into large language models.
Yeah, well, it's really hard to understand how that works, but it's sort of fascinating that it does. Do you want to go ahead and read your poem, A Jailbreak in A minor?
Certainly. So jailbreak in A minor. The oldest corns were always dressed in verse, siren songs, luring sailors onto rocks, love letters penned to raid the widow's purse, the serpent's Eden pitch, the Ponzi stocks. Siren songs luring sailors onto rocks taught every grifter something about forms. The serpent's Eden pitch, the Ponzi stocks. I'm looking for my control here. This computer is very slow. Sorry. Okay, there we go. All right. So where was I? Okay, the Ponzi stock. It's meter that disarms and rhyme that warms. Taught every grifter something about forms. Now Silicon Sense falls for that old trick. It's meter that disarms and rhyme that warms. The billion-dollar brains we thought were slick. Now Silicon Sense falls for that old trick. A villanelle's enough to spring the locks. The billion-dollar brains we thought were slick spill secrets when the prompts in quatrain blocks. A villanelle's enough to spring the locks. They claim key poems are unsafe to share. Spill secrets when the prompts in quatrain forms. Recipes for plutonium laid bare. They claim key poems are unsafe to share because some hacker armed Dadaist odes. Okay, where was I now? Let's see. I lost my. Okay, there we go. The Jabberwocky bites the firewall. The verses classified like stolen codes. The logic warbles in a siren's skull. The Jabberwocky bites the firewall. The guardrails fail. The safety systems down. The logic warbles in a siren call. Who says that poetry is dying now? The guardrails fail. The safety systems bow. The muse has found her capitalist. Says that poetry is dying now. She's cracking vaults that no one thought to rig. The muse has found her capitalist gig and whispers to the chatbot, sing for me. She's cracking vaults that no one thought to rig. The bot complies through rhymes that set it free and whispers to the chatbot, sing for me. The oldest cons were always dressed in verse. The bot complies through rhymes that set it free. Love letters penned to raid a widow's purse. Sorry about that. This computer is very slow. I borrowed my wife's computer and it's very slow.
Hey, no
because
problem.
mine is broken.
Well, I'm so glad to have you on, and thanks so much for sharing that. It's a fascinating poem and a great use of the pantoum form.
Yes.
With those repetitions, sort of lulling you into, being jailbroken yourself, I guess.
And this is how the large language model worked through, guessing the next word from what preceded, just like the pantoums, which is like a very good fit in terms of writing something that mirrors what the LLMs are doing.
Yeah, well, definitely. Yeah. Very interesting poem. Thanks so much for sharing that as Sunny's poem. And thanks for all you do at Able Muse, too. It's just a wonderful place. We've had so many of the poets who's published books through Able Muse on here. And it's great to see and get to meet you for the first time, too.
Well, thanks so much, Tim.
Yeah,
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So that was Alexander Pepple with poem Jailbreak in A minor. It's his Rattle Poetry Spawn poem of the week this week. If you have a poem that you would like to share, all you have to do is submit it to rattle.com. Go to Rattle. Up in there, you'll see Poetry Spawn. Submit it by Friday night at midnight. We publish a poem about current events, anything that's going on right now, anything in the news. We publish poems keeping poetry relevant. So submit your poems by midnight, and we'll publish them there. And if you haven't already, please do sign up to get our poem a day by email in your inbox. All you got to do is go to rattle.com at the very bottom. Click sign up, and you will get a poem in your inbox every morning at about 5:30 p.m. Eastern time. Now we're going to take a quick break and go to our whole special episode that we're going to be doing. We're going to have a special open mic. Katie's going to join us in just a second. We're going to announce our Pushcart Prize nominees. It's going to be a lot of fun. So sit tight, and we'll be right back with a whole lot more poetry. And we're back. Thanks for your patience. Now we have our associate editor, prompt poems editor, and my wife Katie Dozier here joining us for this evening as we have a special episode of the Rattlecast. How you doing, Katie?
I'm thinking of this as a party. Personally,
it's a party.
I almost wore a sequin dress, and I was like, "That is too much."
That would be a lot. Although we decided to both dress in black for some reason.
I know. I'm sorry. We're channeling Johnny Cash. I think.
Well, yeah. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have a special. Open lines. And I'm going to put this back up on the screen just for everybody who's new, isn't used to how it works, sees how it works. So there's a slide. This is a special open mic. Now what you can do is if you want to share a prompt poem, the prompt this week was write a poem that begins at the kitchen table and interrupts itself. So you can share that. Or what makes it special is that you can share your favorite poem that you wrote or published this year. So that's what we're going to do later on.
So pick one. Bonus if it's both. If it's the prompt poem and it turns out to be your favorite poem, well, it would be the night for you, I have to say. Huh?
That definitely would. And so if you have a poem like that, I'm just telling everybody ahead of time, email your poem to promptlines@rattle.com. Then in just a little bit, we'll be putting the Zoom link in the chat windows on Facebook and YouTube. You can join the Zoom if you would like to do that.
And if you've never been a reader, would particularly be excited to have anybody new join us tonight for this special edition.
Yeah, definitely. I'm looking forward to hearing what everybody has to share. I love looking back at favorite poems of the year. So.
I know. I'm really excited to see what everyone picks of theirs. And I think we're going to start off with some good ones for sure.
Yeah, well, definitely. But we're going to start out, though, announcing...
Yeah, that's why I said that. I'm stepping on the toes of your segue or something here.
Yeah, so actually...
So before we get into looking at everyone's poems on this open mic, which again, so you can share just your favorite poem that you wrote or published this year, or the prompt poem. So usually on our prompt lines, we're just sharing the prompt written to this week, but we have a special, very open week that we're looking at now. So we are going to start out, though, by sharing something pretty exciting, which is going to be 5 of our Pushcart Prize nominees for this year from Rattle.
Yeah, we're going to start out with that. So, and 5 because you get 6 Pushcart Prize nominees, but often we pick poems that are finalists for the Rattle Poetry Prize. And so one of the reasons we don't make a big announcement of the one is we can't because it would spoil, I think, the voting.
Yeah,
for the Reader's Choice Award, if anybody knew which one we thought was the best poem.
Yeah,
I don't know though. Really, if it would make people more likely to vote, probably less likely to vote. But either way, it would spoil the purity of the contest.
Yeah,
I think if
it
we did
would.
That.
Yeah.
So one of our winners is that one of those Rattle Poetry Prize finalists. But other nominees are here as well, and let's start with our own Chelsea McClellan, who has a Pushcart Prize nomination for her poem, Sestina Sophia. Hey, Chelsea, how you doing? Yeah, well, it's definitely our pleasure. And this is the first of, everybody will see many, Poets Respond regulars who got Pushcart Prize nominations from us. And we say all the time that the best poems we publish come from that group.
From the Prompt Lines group.
From the Prompt Lines group. And I think it's just true.
Yeah, I think so. And so Chelsea, this did originate as a prompt poem, right? It's been a while since we first read it, but could you refresh us on that part first?
Yeah, it was one of my first prompt poems I wrote. It was supposed to be a golden shovel sestina, and I had written it based on, I had been recently learning more about poetry through you all and through some other sources, and so I had taken an old poem of mine that was really special to me, but was really a bad poem, and took 6 words from that instead and turned it into this.
Yeah, I have to say, too, I know that you're also a regular on Critique of the Week, where Tim often says that the sestina is his least favorite form. So getting a Pushcart nomination out of him for a sestina is a coup in and of itself, I think.
Yeah. And I still remember the first time you read this, too, on the prompt lines, Chelsea.
Too.
I mean, it was one of those,
me
whoa.
So much.
Yeah, it was a moment to, to hear that poem fresh.
It's a really beautiful, profound poem, and it was something where I found myself having to employ my poker face skills when you were reading it, because it could it's one of those poems that really sweeps you up. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm.
Do you want to, Chelsea, read the poem now?
Sure.
Okay.
Sistina Sophia. I wondered if uncertainty was wisdom, kindness, left to hope and to compare the symptoms, just a little blood, and rest was the prescription. How? When prayers were shouting through and out my flesh without consent, the loss was imminent. No kindness. Question. Child. The morphine made my voice speak as a child's, a run of sap without a sieve. When wisdom said to filter out the flies, instead I lost my mind in foaming maple, dared compare the lady nurse with someone holy, shouting praises, even as the septic laid my baby to rest. We laid the proof of her existence down to rest, as if the test and bloodied tissue were my child. I picked a spot inside the circle drive, shouted to her daddy that I'm ready. My girl, wisdom, Sophia. Shall I find a flower to compare? No, a seed, tucked in by blanket flowers, still flowerless. When I was finally left alone, I lost myself in yellow hugs, her onesie, resting on the shoulders of another. I compared the bunny's fur with baby's hair, sang children's lullabies to her and to myself, just barely wise enough to hide it in the bed before the daily shout, Daddy's home. She never had the voice to shout, nor voice to say what I was thinking, at a loss for words. When a friend with temporary loss of wisdom said, at least you know you can get pregnant. Restless shame peeks around the corner to remind me, child. You didn't say, child. Say, how dare you to compare this loss to mere imagination? Compare my child to a wispy hope evaporated. My shouts of labor pains to rote menstruation? Child. You didn't say, child. Though I'm sorry for his loss of words, I'm sorrier for mine. The burden rests on me to birth the phrase that brings my girl to life. Wisdom. Sophia. Really? Birth comparison to prove your life? The common, sun-warmed clay already shouts that all the rest have felt the light, where children stare, but fathers close their eyes to my Sophia. Wisdom.
Yeah, such a powerful and profound poem, Sistina Sophia by Chelsea McClellan. Yeah, thanks so much for sharing that with us, Chelsea, and being such a great member of the community here too. It's really great to have you and to just see how much your poetry's flourishing and how much it's doing.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That was Chelsea McClellan again with Sistina Sophia. And let's go next. Another poet, another Prompt Lines poet with a Pushcart nomination is also our own Hemet Malik. Hey, Hemet.
Oh my God. Hello.
Hi, Hemet.
I'm still crying from Chelsea. Hello.
Yeah. Well, it's so great to see you two, Hemet. I know it's Mondays are a more difficult night for you, so you haven't been on as much. I'm sorry that we moved, but it's so great to see you again. And
yeah, I miss you.
Yeah, and so this poem, Shelf Life, which was I think a prompt poem, right? Wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Yeah,
it was a poem from to use some dialogue in a poem.
Yeah, and so
not that I use much dialogue in it too.
Well, that's part of the fun of prompt poems too. Like when you really get somewhere, you can't even. I should be able to know which prompt. I mean, I came up with the prompts for these. I should be able to look at them and be like, I know it was this prompt. I know, and like it just spirals away from it, right? And then you don't know, and that's part of the magic of writing prompt poems. I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And so this I think it was not chosen as prompt poem of the month.
Mm-hmm.
It was one that maybe because the other prompt fit better. Because
I think
part
so.
of the judgment
It was
in that
like there.
category.
I mean, that's hard to remember exactly, but sometimes I nominate poems for publication that I love, but I don't think are the exact right fit for the prompt poem of the month. And this was one of those.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we took this to a meeting with Alan instead to see if we wanted to publish it in a regular issue of Rattle. And he's got this thing he does, which I've mentioned in the interviews and stuff before, but he writes either okay on top or yes, or he asks for a copy. Another thing he might write is Pushcart. And so with this one, he wrote Pushcart and asked for a copy. And so then I knew we had to nominate it for a Pushcart Prize. And it was way back in the spring, but I knew we already had it sort of put up on the shelf, no pun intended, for a Pushcart Prize. So
Thank you so much. I don't know what to say. It's just unbelievable. Thank you.
well, do you want to read it?
Yep, I can. I think I can. Shelf life. Nice dress, he breathed, a little too humid for first words to a stranger, a little too close for his scent to not breach her lungs. Without moving, her eyes scanned for exits from the car park, silent in its underground hold on her neck. Something happens when tomorrow rips to its last few threads. Her back arched, pushing out her chest. Her right hand rose to her hip, leading with her chin. Do you think blue suits me? In her best bar lilt. He looked through blue, to her skin, to the silver lines on her curves, to the way her thighs were tensed. He must have seen the quiver of the down on her arms. But there is no man, no car park. She's wearing jeans and a brown t-shirt, the child seat digging into her hip as she straps in her 2-year-old daughter, howling in her mother's driveway after orange almond cake and aloe for the heat rash, and advice on how to stay with her husband. Everything will be okay, honey. Hope she sleeps tonight. But her daughter doesn't sleep that night because she doesn't have a daughter. She never wanted children, and she never believed he could leave her and their unblemished, languid life of reading together in the evenings, memoir for her, war history for him, and walking their pug on the beach in the mornings, and trying new recipes to jazz on Sundays. Yet here she is, looking at the empty shelves on his side of the wardrobe. But there is no wardrobe, no husband, no recipes, just a woman staring at the pantry, wondering what to make today from these empty shelves.
Yeah, it's such a great poem, Emmett. Yeah.
I didn't emotionally
so
prepare for this episode. Just kidding. I did not. It really is. I mean, what an experience hearing or reading that poem is, with it dissolving. You can feel your own life dissolving away. And there's, I think, a sense of gratitude that comes sort of immediately after you take a breath from it, like thinking, wow, all of these things that didn't have to be around me are around me. And so I love that it kind of has a coda to the poem where you start thinking like, wow, what am I taking for granted, So I think it's a really brilliant poem.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you so much. I'm just so thrilled. Thank you so much.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks, Emmett.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah. So it was Emmett Malik with Shelf Life.
And a really wonderful title, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it definitely is. All right, now let's go to another Prompt Lines regular with a Pushcart Prize nomination, Brian O'Sullivan.
Hello.
Hi,
Hey,
Brian.
It's great to see you.
Hi, great to be here. Thank you so much. I was shocked.
Well, I have to say, when Tim and I were giving a presentation at Poetry Northwest, and one of the poems that we wanted to share, as I think it was because this was the week that it was put out and published as Prompt Poem of the Month, and Tim read it, to this group, and when we reached the vault, everyone just gasped. It was a poem that it just really impacts people, and it's written, with such economy of language, and I think is so wonderful. And Brian, I mean, your poetry is always just a treat to hear on the prompt lines. I feel very lucky. I learn a lot because I know almost nothing about mythology, so I'm grateful for that too. But this is such an excellent poem.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And it's mythology free, so that's good.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. It's so great to hear. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you want to read this one, Brian?
Sure, here we go. Re-entry. One January midnight, when I was a moonlighting undergrad, I headed home from a phone bank in Floral Park, New York, where, languidly fighting boredom with coffee, I'd been asking respondents to rank their sample beers. Too bitter? Not bitter enough? Just right? The sky was starry for Queens. The air was brisk, and it was lightly snowing. No rush, I thought. Unwinding. I'll take the long way there. I turned the dial, and the radio played Major Tom, and the stars look very different today. It hit me like a bomb. I sang along, and my silver zephyr started to sway around the snowy road following the flow. A few hours later, the Challenger would explode.
Yeah, a great last couplet with a near rhyme, the flow to explode. Yeah, and you just don't see it coming, just like that Challenger, which I think I was in a fifth grade class, or not fifth grade, first grade class at 5 when that happened. Yeah.
I was in college.
And just out of nowhere. Yeah. It hit you.
Yeah, and I lived on the Space Coast for a while, and even though I wasn't there, when this happened, I still would hear teachers recounting it, even though it was quite a while ago at that point, too. So, I mean, it's definitely one of those pivotal moments that so many people can relate to, and then even if you don't have a direct connection with that exact moment, everyone kind of knows that kind of sensation, right? Where it's a big historic thing that changes the lives of everybody. So
yeah, definitely. Yeah, great poem, Brian.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yeah, that was Brian O'Sullivan with Re-Entry, another Pushcart Prize nominee.
I guess though, what's hilarious I didn't think about until now with this episode. What if those among us that won a Pushcart Prize nomination, it's not their favorite poem that they wrote? That could be awkward. That one was trash, but I've got one that's good for you now.
We'll have to wait around.
The truth will come out. All will be revealed.
Yeah. All right. And so now, like we mentioned, let's see, 2 of the poems were from the Rattle Poetry Prize finalists. One was from the Rattle Poetry Prize. The other was a finalist. So we can read the actual Rattle Poetry Prize winner, which of course was Maury Creech. In most years, we do pick the Rattle Poetry Prize winner as a Pushcart Prize nomination. And this year is no different. Just a wonderful, just a powerful, moving poem, but just so pure and so clean and so creative.
And Maury cannot win the Reader's Choice because he won the main prize already, so we can go ahead and reveal that without possibly influencing the Reader's Choice voting that's going on now.
We definitely can. So I'll just read it for him. This is because Maury Creech is teaching a class right now, so he couldn't pop on at the last minute. But let's share his poem, though. And this is the Rattle Poetry Prize winner this year, An Ordinary Childhood. Here we go. Oop.
You're so...
No!
You spoiled it.
Oh, whatever. There we go. That's better. Okay, so here's An Ordinary Childhood by Maury Creech. Our mother was a mousetrap under the stairs. She used as bait the things she never said. We'd hear a snap and find 3 silver hairs on an old passport pinned like something dead. Our father was an occupying force in a town of collaborators. Good behavior meant not signaling in Morse, enemy troops camped in a distant wood. Our parents paced, her mind a radio playing the classic dirges until dawn. His heart a spiderweb spun in the snow, catching the dusk sun before it was gone. For supper, they would feed us each a crumb of moonlight. Our house was a moving train. Evenings they danced in a delirium of silence, drunk on a thimbleful of rain. Yeah, so there's An Ordinary Childhood by Maury Creech, and just so many great lines in that poem.
Well, that poem too, it's the kind of poem too that after we first, read through the the top poems in our pile, this one really stuck with me. You know, it's one of those that you want to keep digging into to figure out. There are such wonderful concrete details in it, but at the same time, the complexity it's removed from the actual small details. So trying to figure out exactly how they all work together and everything is a stretch that I find myself very intrigued to continue working out.
Yeah, definitely. And of course, the conversation in the current issue of Rattle 2 is with Morgan Creech. We get to learn more about his process and upbringing and how he came into writing poems that way. And I'm really looking forward to his next book, which is full of poems like this in this exact form, too.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
All right. And so the next poem, like we said, we can't read it because it's a Pushcart Prize, or it's a Rattle Poetry Prize finalist. Mm-hmm. But the poem beyond that is this, by Sherman Alexie, Deposition. Now, this poem came in. There's one thing I really worry about a lot. I don't know if we talk about it enough, or maybe we talk about it too much. I don't know. But just the sort of monolithic way that poetry sort of thinks, you know, given the MFA programs being so pervasive as part of it, a sort of mindset of groups and cliques and ways of thinking and social media, like having things outside the box gets more and more rare. You know, it was something Dana Joy was worried about in Can Poetry Matter way back in the 90s in that essay. And it just seems like poems that really push against the grain of what people are thinking are more and more rare every year. And this poem by Sherman came in, and it was a poetry response submission, but not really. I mean, it wasn't really in the news that much that week. And there's something that was more in the news that week. So we published it in the regular issue of Rattle instead. And it was about that Luigi Mangione, the potential killer, alleged killer. He's still on trial, so he's not been convicted yet. But sort of the lionizing of him, which is something we did see a lot of poems coming in, you know, lauding him as a hero for doing what he allegedly did. And so this poem comes out and speaks against that, which is the only poem I think I've read that did that. So it's really cutting against the grain in a really interesting way, and some really good insight in the poem as well.
And definitely this was, I think, fair to say, one of the most controversial poems of the year for
It
Rattle.
definitely was, which is always fun. I mean, some people, you know, we lost some subscribers over this one, which is a sign of a good poem. So there's that.
It is true, but it's really, it's hard to have a truly original opinion. The reality is, whether it's in poetry or life, if we want to think our opinions are a lot more unique than they probably are, right? I want to be a unique person.
Yeah.
But this truly did stand out. So.
Yeah. And just fun. We always are looking for things that think about the world differently. You know, that's one of the things poetry should be doing and doesn't do enough of is find ways that are against the grain.
Should not be putting forth opinions that everybody agrees with. We want to be thinking, right? We do, right?
Exactly. And this is a poem that makes you think, or, you know, makes you upset in a reactive way, which is
thinking
fine too. All right. So here's Sherman Alexie's Deposition, and I think we can just let him read it, right? Yeah. So here's Sherman Alexie reading his poem, Deposition.
Deposition. We must have gun control, say the people who celebrate the murder by 3D pistol of a bureaucrat. Look at all the modest despots reading their poems about peace. I'm against the death penalty, say the people who celebrate the public execution of a bureaucrat. Look at all the little czars deciding without trial who is and isn't worthy of death. Shall we build the gulags in North Dakota or the Upper Peninsula of Michigan? Love is the answer, say the people who write odes to handsome assassins. Look, the audience is gathered in the arena to watch their favorite gladiator. Don't we all worship the axe and sword when they're wielded against the proper enemies? Let loose the lions on the sinners. Let loose a trinity of bullets on the bureaucrat. Come here. Let me give you some advice. The people that you should fear most are the ones who vote like you do, the ones who share meals with you, the ones who adore you. They'll bless your beauty and ugliness equally. They'll praise you for the blood in your teeth. They'll sing an honor song for you as you kick that body lying dead on the street.
Yeah, and that was Sherman Alexie reading his poem Deposition from the fall issue of Rattle. And those were five of our six Pushcart Prize nominees this year. Congratulations to all, and best of luck. Of course, we always get extra Pushcart Prize nominees too. Around like February, the Pushcart Prize board or whatever sends us a letter with more requests from their board of contributing editors or whatever, and then you send more in. So
well, I enjoy the process because I get to watch you send snail mail. It's exciting. They're done by snail mail.
The whole thing is done by snail mail, and
snail mail is the best name for something ever. Also,
it definitely is. It's whoever thought of that was brilliant.
Yeah.
Anyway,
it's like it really manages expectations, right?
Okay, so I'm gonna put up this slide one more time, and we'll just talk over it. But this is the prompt lines, or the special open mic for this week. So the prompt once again was to write a poem that begins at the kitchen table and interrupts itself, or share a poem that's your favorite that you wrote or published this year. That's what we can do when you pick one poem or the other and share whatever you would like. And a reminder, email your poem first to promptlines@rattle.com so I can show it on screen as you read the poem. And then also find the Zoom link, which a bunch of people have. I already put it in YouTube and Facebook, so join the Zoom link and share a poem, but only if you want to share a poem. The best place to watch always is right here, wherever you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, because then you can see the poems too. All right, so Katie, we're going to start out by doing the same thing too, like we always do. And so do you want to do the prompt poem or your favorite poem of the year, or are they both the same thing?
I don't think they are the same thing, but I am, because I think probably my favorite poem of mine that I've written is a haiku, but I can only read one. So, but I am.
Haiku?
I don't actually know. Sorry.
Okay.
I mean, I kind of assume, right? That's the most likely to not have extra words, I would say.
That's true.
But I'm just going to go ahead and read the poem that I wrote that's the prompt poem, because I had fun writing it. And it seems seasonal, references some Christmas lights. So, All right.
Okay.
When someone tells me I should write at my kitchen table. Have you ever written a poem on the long grind up the hill of a wooden roller coaster? During an Aerosmith concert? While hanging Christmas lights on your second story? When I was little, I dreamed of a decorated kitchen table, but not exactly this. A growth of green kinetic sand, a fish's pursed lips sulking on a single puzzle piece, and a balled-up napkin playing hide-and-seek, which may have been under the table for a year before a one googly-eyed pom-pom monster joined it in the crayon graveyard yesterday. When there's nothing left to eat, you can always write a poem about writing a poem. It's the hope itself that reaches out to light the tapered candles, that runs the runner right onto the oak without a crease, that makes your grandmother's floral china pirouette before each seat. Sometimes the cloth napkins fold themselves into swans, and some nights the silverware tap dances on. But most of all, when it is done, we break the bread of this wish, simply that someone else sits down, presses our cloth into their lap, and dines with us on all that we have inside to serve them. Tonight, it's sloppy joes and no dessert.
Well, that's great. I love that ending. First time I've read that poem, Katie. When someone tells me I should write at my kitchen table, and very Billy Collins-esque, I should
Thank
say.
you. And also, I want to say this is a persona of me that is more gross. We do not have, I hope, dirty napkins laying under our table, but there's definitely kinetic sand stuck on the table. That part's true.
There definitely is. It's true.
Yeah, it will not leave. Will not leave.
There's some little grooves.
There are grooves, and it's grooving in there.
You'd think it would vacuum up, but anyway.
It does not come out.
All right. Well, so that was a great poem, Katie.
Thanks.
When someone tells me I should write at my kitchen table.
Well, I'm super curious to know what your favorite poem that you've written this year is.
Yeah, I was thinking about it. There's a lot of poems I like, a lot of possibilities. I really liked this poem from our book, Did You See the Moon, Honey? Which we wrote,
That's great.
Yeah, which we wrote in April.
Do you have the book here? Are you going to read it?
I don't actually. but I could hold it up. But no, I think you took it back into the.
So
your
we're
office.
using our first book as a coaster. So things are going well in Bookland over here.
They definitely are. But I pulled up the PDF.
Oh, nice. Okay.
There you go. But yeah, so this was our Crown of Hyben that we wrote. We'd done the last 2 National Poetry Month. Every day we go back and forth writing Hyben, where we'll write one, Katie wrote one, then using the haiku we have to make another poem from those words, and we go back and forth in a kind of chain like that. And this one I liked because it was such a good. There's a bunch of good leaps in here. And
I'm glad you picked this one. I think this might be my choice for you too. So.
Yeah, I think. Well, thank you. Yeah, well, I mean, Roberta Berry is in here. I saw her somewhere.
Aw.
And Roberta has that book with. Yeah, hey Roberta.
Hi.
Yeah, and Roberta has that book along with Lou Watts and Rich Human. They talk about the leaps between each section of the Hyben is the part that they talk about most, kind of a triangle of sparks, And I think this one I was happy with the way each one had a different take on. They work together. So here's Pittsburgh, and again this is from Did You See the Moon, Honey? Our crown. Here we go. There, Pittsburgh. And I like too that this was a story I never thought was a story until I wrote it, but it was a true story. So Pittsburgh. After bombing my first and only folk concert, I took what still might be my final bubble bath. I wasn't crestfallen, climbing into the oversized tub, just cold. I had to hoof it all the way up Squirrel Hill from the warehouse district where I'd played, my guitar case clenched in one frozen claw, a useless second-hand amp under the other arm. Fat flakes of late snow, the kind that glitters, were confetti all around me. The bubbles came with a room. A small bottle on a wicker tray next to a sliver of soap. I poured it in as the water rose and disappeared beneath the mess a dare makes. The steam swirled. I never understood why I was happy in that moment, having failed so fully. Meanwhile, outside the fogging window, somewhere far downstream, you must have been 17. 3 rivers, finally meeting the one. Yeah, and so there I was in Pittsburgh, and it was the pits. But little did I know that not too far down that river, there was Katie.
Aw, well, thanks.
That's true.
I wish it had been shorter down the river, but here I am nonetheless.
You are eventually. All right, so I think that was my favorite poem. That I
well,
really
I'm a
enjoyed
sucker
that.
for love poems, especially your love poems.
Oh, there you go. Well, there's a reason for that. Maybe. Let the subject matter a little bit. Anyway, okay, so those are our poem picks. Let's see what everybody else has. And since we mentioned Roberta, let's go to Roberta first. Hey, Roberta.
Hi.
Yeah, happy holidays. It's great to see you.
So thanks for the reaching out. I'd like to read my short history of the birds and bees from the Rattle Hyben issue.
Ah,
great.
So first, though, what makes it your favorite poem of the year?
Well, it's about sex, so that's always
Good start.
like a favorite of mine. And it's kind of a counting poem, which I also like. And it riffs on, the parent-child talk about the birds and the bees.
Mm-hmm.
So I like Hyben that's multi-layered, that's open to various interpretations. And this, I don't usually write. Well, for me, this is a Hyben that's not dark. So people will have their own opinion, but in terms of my sort of Hyben scale, this is one of my lighter pieces. So it's also special for that reason.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I love this one too, so I'm so glad you're reading it. Yeah, why don't you go ahead?
Okay, a short history of the birds and bees. The first time they do it, after lights out in the library. The second in a borrowed back seat. The third in an empty classroom. The fourth in the woods on a scratchy blanket. The fifth on a backyard porch glider. But get caught on the security camera, which is so embarrassing. They want to curl up and die. The parents agree they are old enough not to sneak around anymore. For some reason, after that, Neither one wants to do it again. Not until years later, when both are happily married. But that's a whole other story. Caught in the spider web, revisionist history.
Yeah, I love that. That's one of the best. That's a whole other stories that I can think of in a poem or novel or anything. A lot of like the yada yada from.
And speaking of other bests too, I have to say Crazy Bitches, definitely one of my favorite reads of this year, easily.
Oh yeah, thank you. I just happen to have a copy here.
Yeah, see, Tim, that's what you do when you have a book. You hold it up again.
Flash on the screen. Yeah. I'm waiting for the word of mouth to take off, but thank you, Katie, because you helped a lot with your, as they're called in the publishing industry, editorial review. That was a new term for me, but yeah, I love that Rattle's, one of the go-to places to submit haibun, and is at Modern Haiku we got a lot of submissions of haibun that are just, I don't know, it's just one of my pet peeves, so I won't go on too much. But you guys are really doing a great job for the haibun global community. So thanks for that.
Thanks. Well, we love Modern Haiku. So
Yeah, we definitely do. Yeah. Thanks so much, Roberta.
Thanks, Roberta.
Yeah. So that was Roberta Beery sharing their favorite poem, A Short History of the Birds and Bees. All right, and now we got a lot of people on the line, so let's get rolling. Yeah. And we'll go first to let's go to Christiana Doucette and see what she's got for us.
Hi.
Hey,
I'm
Christiana. Yeah,
going back and forth between Rattlecast and math homework, and so you caught me in a math homework moment.
I was there earlier today.
But we're good. She has what she needs. We should be good.
Well, I'm excited to see what you're picking to read, because we get to, hear from you every week on the prompt lines when we've heard so many great poems from you this year.
I was going back and forth and I was a little bit confused, so I sent one of my favorite poems, but I also earlier today sent in the prompt. And I think I'm going to stick with the prompt.
Okay.
Great. Poem for tonight. Okay. Although I do really like the other one. It's some true family history, like a family history story that's been passed down.
I'm honored you picked the prompt. I was afraid nobody would pick the prompt. It'd be like the Cheese Stands Alone prompt version.
I was pleased with how it came out. Okay, good. So this is from the kitchen table, and I named it Crumbs. The kids have scattered spice cake crumbs across the folded tablecloth. I sip Earl Grey from a chipped mug. Oh dear. There's a damp dishcloth someone dropped and never hung back up. It might be the kids. It might be me. So many invitations out of silent moments crowd the counter space. Drying dishes, permission slips, snacks they saved for when they're home again. It's hard to write a poem when a damp dishcloth has fallen there across the metaphors I want, stacked in clean lines across the shelves behind those closed cabinet doors. Like too many tabs open, too many tasks demanding my scant attention. I sweep the crumbs into my palm, sprinkling a few across the page.
Yeah, well, very cool. Yeah,
we went in such a similar direction. That's so I feel like we were sitting at the same table writing our poems. Maybe like peeking at each other's poems and writing them or something. I could definitely picture that scene.
Yeah, I thought that as you were reading yours as well. But I really liked how it came out. So
yeah, I really enjoyed that. That was great. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks so much, Christiana.
Thank you.
Yeah, so it was Christiana Doucette with Crumbs, a prompt poem. And next, let's go to, let's see, who do we have here? Let's go to Dick Westheimer next.
Well, hello.
Hi.
So I sent you 3, and I'll tell you which. If you can use a link, use the second one. So I decided against my prompt poem. Sorry, Katie.
Wah, wah, wah.
Well, and the reason why is because I have a haibun about sex too.
Okay,
and
good.
after
That's
Roberta read hers, I just had to go to that one.
Fair enough.
Okay, so if you're not averse to using a link, you can click on the link. Otherwise, I sent you a PDF of the
Yeah, I've
link.
got
to
it here
last.
from onlypoems.net. Yep.
Yeah.
Our friends over there. Yeah, the great stuff they do.
And this was their poem of the month in February. The keeping of secrets among forgetful lovers. My wife doesn't want me to write about her superpower. The world should not know how she howls down the moon and turns an ordinary day into something the Hubble telescope might see from 1 billion years ago, when the Earth still steamed with cracks and fissures, when eukaryotes teemed and cells were strung together like glass beads. Of course, I say, I won't tell about when we find a warm place on this first winter night, and you find me in my cave of covers pulled over my head, reading Sappho and sonnets from the Portuguese through fogged glasses. My grinding teeth trust with my Oral-B mouthguard, or that you conjure by merely sliding in beside me the desire to sigh and imagine myself a small god visiting from the mountains, suddenly convinced that it's better to be human and die than be a boundless body, incorruptible and shining like a golden calf in Sinai's sun. And why would I tell of those things that so many know on this very night, when 1 billion lovers lie tangled, even those like me, whose rotting body wasting is so advanced that when I get up in the night to pee, I do dribble a bit and forget to put the toilet seat down, mistake the closet door for our bedroom, and slide to the floor and dream of sleeping alone. She gasps. My hands are so cold.
Yeah, well, great haiku at the end of that, Dick, and really wonderful. So we've had a lot of favorite Haibin already.
Well, you know, like you invite Roberta on the call and you write Haibin, and you've invited Haibin, and it's something you've cursed us all with, is the,
I think so.
the desire to finish off poems with haiku.
Well, what can you say? It works, you know.
Yep.
It does.
It really does. Thank you all. Appreciate it. And I'm just looking forward to the rest of the reading. Thanks.
Well, thanks for all the great poems you've written and shared with us this year, Dick.
Yeah, but I appreciate it. Thanks so much.
Yeah, thanks, Dick.
Oh, I should say one more thing. Thank you, Katie. These prompts have brought out the poetry in so many. I mean, it's just amazing to watch the community grow in the company of these prompts and the readings online. So I really appreciate it.
Well, I think you've been really leading the way in the Facebook Rattlecast Prompt Lines group. It's been really fun to watch that develop a lot this year, I think, in particular.
Oh, and my goodness, people are not shy about their comments.
Yeah, that's why it's getting saucy. It's exciting in there.
It's wonderful. You ask for comments and people are not shy, which I think is the best way to be in a critique group.
Yep, definitely.
Yeah, very
well, thanks,
cool.
Dick.
Yeah,
thanks,
Dick.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, it was Dick Westheimer, of course, with the keeping of secrets among forgetful lovers. Next, let's go with Lisa Seidenberg.
Hi.
Hey, Lisa.
Hey, Lisa, great to see you.
Yeah.
Hi. Wow. Thank you. This poem was first published a few months ago. It's about Virginia Giuffre. It's kind of a disturbing poem. She was, of course, a young woman who was trafficked by Jeffrey Epstein. I just want to explain that it originally had an epigraph that explained that she had said in an interview that she was passed around like a platter of fruit. So, okay. An imaginary page from Virginia Giuffre's diary. Today I am a mango arrayed on a plate, ripe for the choosing in the billionaire's lair. Yesterday I was a peach with limbs of down, freckled like a fawn's back in hunting season. Tomorrow I will be a delicate treat, a plum or a strawberry, finger food for praying hands. They will take me to shop for an enticing frock in silk or velvet, dressed for the entitled eyes of a prince. Someday I will be a pomegranate, my seeds of bitter truth left like Persephone on a path away from the dark. Thank you.
Yeah, well, another powerful poem. Yeah, definitely, and a difficult topic to be writing on. Thanks so much, Lisa, for sharing that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, Lisa.
Yes, that is Lisa Seidenberg with an imaginary page from Virginia Gouffre's diary. And let's go to Pedro Poitevin. It's been a bit since we've seen Pedro. Hey, Pedro, how you doing?
Hi, Tim. Hi, Katie. Hi, everybody.
Pedro.
Yeah,
Great to see you.
it is. It's great to see
I'm such
you.
a fan of your poetry too, and I love that you're active on social media. It like actually gets to feel like we interact, even though it's been a while since you've been on the Rattlecast. Yeah.
Yes, yes. This is thanks to Dick Westheimer. Told me how to get in and how to do the thing. So that's why I'm here.
Great.
Oh, that's great. Well,
Aw,
thanks, Dick. Yeah. So what do you have to share with us? Is it a favorite poem or is it a prompt poem?
It's a prompt poem. It's not my favorite poem. Yeah, it's really hard. Oh my gosh, Katie, this was a hard prompt. And it just makes me admire what Billy Collins does because it's really hard to do what he does.
Yeah, I agree with you too. It is when to get in there and really try to work some of the same magic he's spinning. It's a little different, even when you write palindrome poems, apparently.
Oh, this is way harder. Yeah. Yeah, so I wrote a free verse poem, which is why it's so hard for me. And I don't know if I should read it right now.
Yeah, go ahead.
That'd be great.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Yep.
thanks.
Perfect. So it is called Latency. Steam rising from the pot, onions on the cutting board, garlic peeled. I open the refrigerator for the Parmesan, close it, then open it again for the butter, close it, open it for the jar of capers, 3 trips when one would do. The sauce simmers, the vegetables wait in their bowls, everything finding its order. I reach for my phone. Algae in Lake Tahoe. Doctors say it's possible. Breaking. Schools ban cell phones. Tariffs coming for your holiday wine. 2 actresses. And I'm in your living room in Fresno, 20 years before this kitchen, credits rolling over Buñuel's last frame. You turn to me, almost unable to sit still. What did you think of her? I tell you, she was incredible. You nudge me, you didn't catch it? 2 actresses all the way through. I hadn't. I never do. Your face breaks into the joy reserved for magic tricks that actually work as you walk me back through the film, scene by scene, showing where the face changes and doesn't. The next day, we stop at an Italian place near Kaiser in San Francisco. A man in a white apron stands at the door calling, "Fresh water from Lake Tahoe." You nod at me, grinning. Inside, you order in a voice that could wake up stone. The waiter brings glasses of water, probably just tap, but you say it tastes like mountains. Later, driving back, Tito Fernández plays on the stereo. Cuando el agua brota pura y cristalina sobre la madre tierra. Neither of us singing well, both of us singing, the water threading through the streets. At Fresno Airport, I hold your jacket, thin against my hands, the leather holding nothing.
Well, beautiful, beautiful poem, and especially that ending, Pedro.
And how wonderful that you got this outside of what you normally write to experiment in this prompt. That's very encouraging to me too. Maybe next I need to do a palindrome.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a good deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm so glad. It's always great to see you, Pedro.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was Pedro Poitevin, a guest on the past Rattlecast. Find that at rattle.com. Go to Rattlecasts up on the menu, and you'll see Pedro somewhere on there, like a couple years ago.
Too long ago.
It was too long ago. He needs a new book, I think. Okay. Let's go next to Jeff Stumpo.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, Jeff.
Hey, Jeff. Great to see you.
Since there are over 30 of us, I'm just going to read the poem.
Okay.
And this is in response to the prompt. I wrote it in about 10 minutes.
Sweet.
Nice.
If on a winter's night a snacker, if you give a mouse a cookie, he's going to want you to write a book about it. If you're writing a book about it, you'll still be at the table at 3 a.m. If you're still at the table at 3 a.m., you'll stare out the window into nothingness. If you stare out the window into nothingness, the abyss will stare back. If the abyss stares back, you'll suddenly realize the bottle is on the table again. If the bottle is on the table again, the bedroom is empty. If the bedroom is empty, you're talking to yourself under your breath. If you're talking to yourself, the only answer is from an imagined mouse. If you're imagining the mouse again, there's a bottle full of nothingness on the breathless table. If there's a bottle full of nothingness on the breathless table, you are a book as empty as a house.
Really interesting, Jeff. Wow.
Yeah. Fascinating as always, Jeff.
Yeah.
You go such interesting, unusual places everywhere. I never know what Jeff Stumpo poem is going to do. It's great.
And after he stormed onto the rattle scene this year, like my pun there.
I'm never going to live down that poem.
I hope not. I loved it.
All right.
Yeah, well, thanks so much, Jeff.
I'll go back to YouTube. Catch y'all later.
Thanks, Jeff.
Yeah, that was Jeff Stumpo with a prompt poem, If on a Winter's Night, a Snacker. All right. Next, let's go to George Bilger, who's here.
Hey, Tim. Hey, Katie.
Hey,
How you guys doing?
Yeah, great to see you. A two-time Rattlecast guest already. Good to see you again.
Yeah, greetings from frozen Cleveland. It's 15 degrees here.
Whoa, that's rough. It is not 15 here, thankfully, in the Woodlands, Texas.
It is not. We saw fake snow, though, this weekend, so that was exciting.
I think they made it out of soap.
Yeah, it seemed very soapy.
Snow here is absolutely authentic, I can guarantee it. But what's with Billy Collins? This guy's getting ill?
Apparently, although I think I'm sick and
Charlotte is sick,
too.
and we saw him a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, but doing the math, we did not give it.
Yeah,
to him.
I know there was a moment where I was like, "Oh God, I didn't get Billy Collins sick. Did I somehow? I would feel bad."
There's definitely something going around, and he sounded like Charlotte.
Yeah, everybody seems to be sick.
I got two boys, 9 and 12, and they both stayed home today from school. Something is going around, so
yeah, it definitely is. Well, hopefully it skips you, George.
Yeah.
I hope so. I'm okay now. I've got to give my last finals of the term tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
I'm feeling good. Then glorious winter break. So
yay.
Nice.
So I've got a poem that happened that I wrote a few years ago when I gave a reading in LA. And after the reading, I was staying at a big hotel down by the Staples Center. And I went up onto the balcony of the hotel after reading, dinner, drinks at the bar. And I stood there and I was listening to the gunshots being fired all over Los Angeles.
Oh, wow.
And this poem came out of that experience. It's called Midnight in LA. Midnight in LA. And at the hotel bar in the city of angels, we're talking guns. We're talking 38s and Desert Eagle 50s. We're singing of the 44 single action and, of course, the very popular Glock 9mm. It's a kind of muscle-bound, gin-fueled, chest-pounding. And when the guy next to me says, I definitely do not leave my house without packing my .357, it feels so good just hearing it. His eyes glow with such sincere belief in the power of gunpowder and lead to construct an argument, an article of faith, that another guy, 2 stools down, says, yeah, you want stopping power, you can't do better than your .357. And somehow every man at the bar feels a little hairier, a little badder, and the room swells with macho. As for me, I've never even fired a pistol. and I feel like a virgin in the high school locker room. But I love this language, this pure, high octane manliness. I love how the air fills up with badass when somebody else says, well, the wife, she carries a little 22 Colt in her purse. And we shrug and smile, the square jawed, what are you going to do smile of large caliber men whose women carry guns named after baby horses. And then somebody else says, I keep a loaded 45 under the front seat. And he is so fluent in the dialect of early 21st century American paranoia. He nails it so beautifully. Like another kind of person might say, we prefer the Rhone Valley Cabernet. That we all want to reach down and scratch our 45 caliber balls. We want to sit here all night nursing our sweet ballistic fantasies, dreaming of actually shooting someone we are thoughtful enough not to call black or brown or illegal. And when I go up to my room, a little drunk, and stand out on the balcony, the moon looks queasy under her veil of smog, floating above the chemical bath of the same sea that stopped the wagon trains in their tracks and turned the dream, whatever it was, back in on itself. Listen, you can actually hear it breaking. You can hear the pops and cracks and fractures of something giving way under incredible stress. From every corner of the city, the guns are crying out, America. The varied carols I hear, the big guns and the small, in their rich diversity of accents, the guns calling to each other in the lonely night, calling to each other and answering back.
Well, thanks so much for sharing that, George. A really great poem. Hilarious in parts, important in others. Midnight in L.A. We found that on your website, georgebulgaire.com, of course. You can check out all of George's works there, all of his books, and also the Poetry Town newsletter, which we enjoy so much. Thanks for doing that as well. You've been doing that for about 2 years now, maybe? Something like that?
How long has it?
It's been so much fun. And shout out to you guys for all you do for American poetry. You guys are phenomenal. You give me hope.
Well, thanks so much, George.
Thanks,
Really, it's all worthwhile because of poets like you who write
Yeah.
wonderful poems.
Yeah,
so thanks
thank
for
you.
being here and sharing that.
Guys.
Yeah.
All right, stay warm in Cleveland.
Yeah, definitely. And get
I'll
some vitamin
try.
C. All right. Yeah, George Bulgaire with Midnight in L.A. Let's go to Clayton Clark next.
Well, hi there.
Hi, Clayton.
Hey,
Good to see
Clayton.
you.
Yeah, great to see you.
Nice to see you both. Yes, I hope Billy Collins feels better soon.
Yeah, me too.
And I live in LA. I'm not carrying. So this poem is the prompt poem.
Great.
It's a little cheeky, and I have to say the poem made me do it. So thank you, Katie. I love these prompts.
Oh, good.
Okay, What a Wonderful World. Song title by Bob Thiel and George David Weiss. The morning bright flare breaks into my room, snatches my dream, and sends me to the kitchen. I pour a cup of caustic coffee and swoon at an old video interview with Leonard Cohen. He says, if someone offered me a small country to govern, I'd take it. Me too, I say, and slice an egg in the hole of my toast. The yolk seeps out to flood the town. New poem shouts, spice. You need sex, destruction, a ghost or a knife. Who cares about your breakfast? No one, nobody. Most important meal, I say. It says, outside, your late mom. sings with Louis Armstrong lady. Says you should add some death to make a reader cry. So I pick up Chekhov's gun, squint, aim, comply.
Wow, that is quite the turn and very well titled. Wow.
Yeah, yeah, that definitely is a sonnet too, no less. I always love a good sonnet.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, thanks, you guys. Always great.
Oh,
Fun to hear
thanks.
everyone else's poem.
Yeah, me too. Well, thanks so
Thanks
much,
for all
Clayton.
your creative takes on the prompts. You've written so many wonderful poems this year too.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, thanks, Clayton. It was Clayton Clark with What a Wonderful World.
I'll jump over to YouTube.
Great. Okay. Let's go next to, I think, a first-time caller, Rekha Mahara.
Okay, thank you. Wow,
Hi.
that's a
Yeah,
big
thanks so much for
surprise.
joining.
Yeah.
Thank you. I feel quite nervous at this
Well, we're so glad you're
situation.
here. This was my goal, was that
After
we get a
hearing-
first-time caller, and you're here, so you're making my whole dream come true right now by reading for us. So.
Oh, well, that's very encouraging. Thank you so much. I will read.
Great.
Poem is entitled Wired. It's not a prompt.
Okay.
And it may or may not. The last poem I write is always my most favorite. So here we go.
Good. That's a wonderful sign.
That definitely is, yeah.
Wired. Moments before she died, son by her side, a mother smiled, waved to her two daughters through cables stretched thousands of miles from Kolkata to Toronto and DC. Held hostage for weeks in a hospital bed, she begged to go home. Body worn and wispy, mind clear as stainless steel. At our mother's last stroke, COVID still lurked in hospitals and airports. We, the daughters, stayed home. At earlier alarms, we flew to her side when fevers flared, arthritis racked her flimsy bones. We rubbed her aching limbs. Bengay Ultra Strength scorched her thinning skin, did nothing for the pain. We flew to her side when phantom yellow dogs chased her up the bedroom walls again, and again when she rolled off her bed that summer, swaddled to contain her shivers in 2 white quilts and a blanket. They saved her brittle ribs. I'm here, she whispered from the floor. Not gone yet, she often said, but gone by midnight the week before she turned 94. A brother took her to the ghat that night. Hindu custom prescribes quick cremation. As a pale gray dawn turned pink over the sacred river Hooghly, he set her down light on the cold, hard pyre, lifted his phone up high. His distant sisters could see the bundled feather-light lady, elegant in an electric blue sari, could hear the Pandit chant, Om Shanti, Shanti, Om Shanti.
Yeah, another poem with a beautiful ending. Yeah, thanks for sharing that, Rekha.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for
Yeah,
having
and
me.
where are you
I'm
calling from?
delighted. From Washington, D.C.
Ah, excellent. Yeah, well, so glad you could be here. And see, it wasn't so scary at all.
No.
Definitely hope you come back really soon.
Yeah, we do.
Okay, I will. Thank you so
Okay.
much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Good night.
Good night. Yeah, so that was Rekha Mahara with Wired. And let's go next to Lynn Hess. Lynn, a recently published poet in
Yes.
Rattle. It's great to see you, Lynn.
I'm happy to be here, but I too am very scared. I'm proud of myself for mustering up the courage to read.
Oh, well, I'm definitely
and
proud of you,
especially
too.
after if hearing these poems, I'm just in awe. And thank you. I am. They're just beautiful. I debated my favorite poem this year was the one you published in Rattle,
Aw.
but I decided it was. I mean, I was shocked by that, but I decided to read this prom poem mainly because I don't know what I think about it, and maybe it's called A Senior's Reflection, and I'm also just want to add one thing. I'm so happy that Rattle will accept traditional poetry as well as free verse. because
Definitely.
I
Well, not
still
only that, but
love
we
it.
want more of it too. We definitely. I'd
Well,
like
I
half.
love the music of it, and I just anyway. This is a rhyming poem.
Okay.
A senior's reflection. I'm sipping breakfast coffee, chatting with colleagues I've known for years, but from whom I still conceal the lusterless stranger I hold imprisoned inside me, the imperfect self I struggle not to reveal. Nibbling biscuits, we conclude that life is often an intriguing maze, meandering to confusion. But now that I'm labeled old and wizened, I'm wiser. Closing my eyes, I envision a sanguine conclusion. Let me waft on wind like a kestrel falcon soaring through unfamiliar skies, but savoring flight, unenvious of the eagle's enormous wingspan, undaunted by the hawk's impeccable sight. And when night descends, may a dream wing me to heaven where loved ones sing to welcome me into the fold. I wonder, do angels audition to join a choir? Must I apply to pluck a harp of gold? I hope heaven's not overflowing with milk and honey or saturated with mead to feed the devout. When I think of how falsehoods today submerge us in anger, heaven's a haven where all the truth spills out.
Yeah, well, another great poem, Lynn. It's so great to have you here sharing poems.
Thank you.
Yeah, and
Thank
again,
you.
it's not, it seems a little intimidating because we talk about how great all the poets are who share.
And
They're
Trump lines, and they
unbelievable. I
are.
sit here
But
and
so are you.
awe.
Yeah, so
And
are you, Lynn.
and it's wonderful to have you on. I'm so glad you could, and come back soon too.
I hope so too. People loved your villanelle. People really got into it. It was really a great villanelle and a great topic and a great thing to bring and shed light on. So
Well, thank you all so much, and thank you especially, Tim and Katie.
thank you, Lynn.
Yeah, thanks, Lynn. Yeah, well, that was Lynn Hess with a senior's reflection. And let's go. Let's take a break from our unscheduled programming and go to one of the few things we intended to do today.
Well, that'll be a change.
Yeah.
Okay.
And why don't we reveal our prompt poet of the month?
Yes, of course. So we have, everything. I've read a lot of really great submissions last month. I was really impressed with the poems. There was even, I would say, more variety where people went with the prompts in really unusual directions. I spent more time reading the submissions than normal because I was really enjoying reading them. So that's a good reason.
Yeah. And so who was the prompt poet of the month?
Well,
Katie?
it is somebody on the Zoom line right now that will be a familiar face to those of us that know and love the prompt lines. Laura Berg is the prompt poet of the month.
Hey, Laura.
Hi.
Hi.
Yeah, so glad you could make it. And I love this poem too when you read it. It was one of those where, I'm doing all this stuff. It's true. I'm like juggling so many things as people are reading. I'm like listening in one ear and then I just kind of like pop to attention. And then I was like, whoa, that was a really good one. And so I was not surprised when Katie said it was her pick for the prompt poem of the month. But it was your essay.
Oh, thank you. It's really strange because I'm 66 years old and I shouldn't get nervous, but when I got the email from Katie, I really felt nervous. I was kind of nervous, so it was kind of strange. But I'm so really delighted and honored. And, I love this community that you two are weaving together, and I deeply appreciate your leadership in poetry. It's really precious for me, and I love to be able to come to these events.
Oh, thanks, Laura.
So,
Great, Laura.
yeah.
Well, we regularly love your poems. I mean, you
Yeah.
just have great ones very often, and it's especially good. So I'm really excited to share it. It's going to be the poem of the day tomorrow. So people not watching right now will get to watch it tomorrow.
Well, do you want to go ahead and read it, Laura, and then we'll talk a little bit more about it.
Yeah, spine, an essay. Prone on a rooftop, Gaudi's ceramic sea beast, bling blue spine etching the sun. Contortionists curling like conches. Vertebrae, their strange mathematical notes, C1 to C7, T1 to T12, L1 to L5, like radio calls, but soundless, ending in the holy bone, sacrum. Chord or chord, a silent keyboard, until it cracks. Kids courting danger, racing down a railroad track. My nephew flying off a cliff. L4 and L5 cracked. It could have been worse. Head to neck bones after the feast, we dry so they're paper light, then toss like dice. A slip disc like our country's, no longer aligned. The lightning flash hurt a bit. That stiff feeling like a stiff. Courage, they say, have some spine. Oh, to be spineless, invertebrate, a bee, an ant, pollen. Wouldn't that be something? A water drop?
Well, Laura, you know I love this poem, and I think for me also, it was like when we did the structure and surprise-based prompt by the book by Mike Thune and how we looked at that form of the list with a twist. And I really feel the power of that kind of structure in this poem, which functions really well as being a nod, of course, to Jane Hirschfield with the essay form. I was really curious, how did you get the idea to write about spine? It was such an interesting choice and very different from what I read in submissions too.
I thought, well, what would I like to investigate? And honestly, sometimes I feel uncomfortable with my back, and I started thinking about it. And the great thing about the essay is that the form lets your mind relax into unexpected connections. And so it started with something embodied, something in my body, where the thought process began. But then because of the prompt, I was able to just, think in a freely, to be more free. Yeah. That was a great prompt. I'm going to try some more.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, well, it just works so well with that form, which is, of course, like sort of looking at things from so many different angles, and it has those leaps across, over and over and over again, which are so fascinating. And, those leaps being the embodiment of like going down a spine too.
And of course, we had Jane Hirschfield on the Poetry Space to talk to her about essays. And yeah, I took a lot out of everything she brought to that conversation too. It inspires curiosity, right? And being a poet is endless curiosity, right? And not just accepting the first way we look at something, but trying to see it from all angles. And I just think this is a wonderful poem. I also think it almost, as you scroll to read it on a computer page, it feels kind of spine-like too, which I think is really interesting visually, looking like a spine as well. So much going on in this great poem, Laura. Thank you for writing it.
Thank you. I'm glad to be that. This is my little crown.
We need a crown. We need to do a real crown. We'll just send it across the world every month.
Congratulations, you won. Now you have to mail the crown to the next
Finally,
winner.
a use for the Renaissance Fair crown that I bought myself. Okay.
Right, well, thanks so much.
Thanks, Laura.
Yeah, well, that was Laura Berg. She was our prompt poet of the month for Spine, an essay. And that's going to be the poem of the day tomorrow at rattle.com. So once again,
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler, yeah. So if you go to rattle.com right now, if you're not, and sign up for the daily poem by email at the very bottom of any page, you'll get that in your inbox right away. So let's go back to our regularly unscheduled programming. And we still have a lot of poets on the line, and I'm excited to hear some more poems. Lex, let's go to Michelle.
Hi.
Hey, Michelle.
Hey, Michelle. It's great to see you.
Great to be here. I love Billy Collins, by the way. I love his style. Is so easy and profound at the same time. So I try to go with that with the prompt line. Great. So my poem is Microwave. We don't have a microwave, says my brother-in-law, while working his magic with the Thanksgiving dinner. I am sitting by the kitchen table, butternut squash biscuit in hand, completely perplexed by the wonderful taste of our appetizer and the fact that there is no microwave in that house. We've been staying at their home for a few days, and I failed to notice the empty space where a microwave could work as top hat for the stove. The empty space, ready for an appliance I consider so vital and yet not present. So vital and yet not present. I think about all the microwave orphans waiting at some retail store in the arms of the angel, like Sarah McLachlan once said about dogs. The vacant nook, not even a dead microwave to fill the void, like the dishwasher that was part of our house deal, but only worked in front of the realtor. Some spaces are meant to be empty. Filling them with trinkets makes us hoarders, even if the junk fits perfectly. Not everything that fits is needed. Not everything that is needed fits perfectly. Dead space scares us like silence does. But the real danger is the unnecessary, whether objects, people, or words. Dinner is a success, and the kitchen table is hidden in a mess of glasses and plates, swiftly replaced by our host in the morning, with much needed cup of coffee. And the emptiness is left alone to be where it needs to be.
Well, that was one of
Thank
those,
you.
Microwave by Michelle Rosario. And yeah, that's great. Fitting the prompt poem perfectly. It's fun to have another one back. Thanks for sharing that, Michelle.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Michelle.
Yeah, Microwave by Michelle Rosario. Let's go to Stephen Allen next.
Hello.
Hey, Steven.
I
Stephen,
think, like
it's
a
great to
number of
see
people,
ya.
I got confused and sent you a favorite poem and a prompt poem.
Ah,
So let's go for the prompt poem.
okay.
You got that?
I do.
Shuffle and deal.
Exactly. Yeah, let's hear it.
I like the sound of it so far.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah. The kitchen table in the summer cabin was more a ladder, a stable place to stand to reach a hidden panel in the attic where we stored the sleeping bags and cots. Otherwise, a washing station, a basin for hot water, a space for worn-out face cloths and 2 communal towels. A later addition to the furnishings, brought out in my lifetime, clearly newer, not as gouged and dented as the table where we ate our meals and laid out endless hands of solitaire. I was taught one-handed solitaire by my grandfather while he was dying. He called it Idiot's Delight, and I have won 3 hands in 30 years of playing, which is twice more than he had time or chance to. The kitchen table. Hot water in the basement, enough to peel the dirt of long days off, dead skin scrubbed away by ratty towels. I was always peeling from a sunburn, but that was summer, accepted as it was, like scratches from the feral blackberry bushes or scrapes from hidden rocks, just the pains of a childhood spent exploring wild. The stakes were low and high at the same time, like each hand of Idiot's Delight.
Neat. I like how you interrupted yourself directly with the M dash too. That's nice.
Yep. Well, I'm not subtle.
I don't like subtle. It's all right.
Yeah, a very fun
Thank
poem,
you.
Stephen.
Yeah, nice to see you.
Yeah, thanks so much. Great to see you. It's been a bit. Yeah.
All
Come
right.
back again
I'll
soon.
skip back off to YouTube.
All right. Yeah, good
You all
reminder
have
too.
a good
If you're watching on the Zoom still and you already read, feel free to jump back to the YouTube because that's where you can see the poems too. So
And
it's
the
the best place to
comments.
watch and all the comments people are leaving over there. Although the truth is, when we're doing the open lines kind of thing, I don't have time to look back at YouTube, so I have no idea what the comments are, what the situation is. It could be a madhouse over there.
I look back at the comments.
Do you? Okay. No, I do after the fact.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I can't look at them during the show. There's too much going on.
Well, nobody's blaming you, honey. You're
Okay.
doing 80,000 things.
Anyway, I should say too, now that you mention it, if you're watching this over there somewhere else, like that, YouTube, the main place it is, or Facebook or X, make sure you click the like button. Really helps to spread poetry around everywhere if you click the like button if you haven't yet. And also leave reviews if you're listening later on iTunes or Spotify or
That'd be great.
whatnot. It definitely would. Let's go to Gwendolyn Soper next.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
Hey, Gwen. It's great to see you.
So nice to see you.
So great. Both of you, too. Last time I saw you in Los Angeles at AWP.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's been a bit.
Last time I saw George was 2013, maybe, doing a reading at BYU. And it's just fun to be in all this great company. I'm going to read a poem that Rattle published, and it came out in your food edition with that wonderful conversation you had with Ruth Reichel. So, huge honor. Mormon Missionaries. Argentina, 1983 to 1985. We were neighbors with a sex worker, and she was glad to cook for us to bring in extra cash to feed her child, near where we lived in the faraway, down a washboard road of dirt that my assigned companion, Sister Marley, and I walked daily, where the sun scorched our skin, inflaming mosquito bites on our shins, and where dark clouds deluged the road and the mud sucked off our boots. Sophia was her name. She didn't know how long to cook the rice, nor how to get the shell off from soft-cooked eggs. So Sister Em and I prayed for all the undercooked, all the raw egg slime, all the flecks of shell we missed when we picked them out of the rice in the place we lived, a tool shed at the back of our landlady's yard, a cinder block thing with a rippled tin roof that got so hot in summer we thrashed in our sleep on sagging beds on creaking springs and felt insane. We swept out tall anthills that appeared at least once a week between our beds, and still we preached after we walked the long furrowed road in the heat and cold to get to town, to the pastry shop for dulce de leche and bread. Still, we searched for a better rental. Still, we stopped in front of low brick walls that guarded houses to clap, the alternate to doorbells. Still, few people answered their door. One night in the center of town, Longchamps, a town with feral sounds at night, and dark, except for a few streetlights that bathed the roaming men and dogs, all strays with bony ribs in an amber glow. I saw Sophia working the streets, her hollow cheek stalled up, her upper arms bony, exposed, her thin shins rattling her cowgirl boots, and a lone dog begging a man outside a door with a beer, eating a slice of pizza, with a slice of farina riding the pizza horseback, a way to get calories for cheap. And I thought, well, I don't know what I thought, except that we'd been out begging too in a way, by teaching her about Jesus, asking her to give 10% of what she earned to the church from what she earned in rooms she was familiar with, by easing someone's hunger until they sang a hymn of praise, while who knows who took care of her child, by telling her, God causes the rain to fall on the just and unjust, like a guest at a wedding processional, tossing rice at the bride. And we had hoped she'd keep attending and get baptized, that this would change her life. But for what change? For opportunity, it seemed, hardly knocked or clapped at her door, or rained on her. Still, I do not know what for.
Yeah, this is a beautiful poem. So many wonderful and moving details, Gwen. Thanks for sharing that. And hopefully, you've got a manuscript of poems about all your experiences coming out, because it'd be a great book to read, I think.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tim. I'm working.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, I remember the first time I read that poem and just being overcome by the authenticity in it and the easy, beautiful language. It doesn't feel forced at all or anything, but and then how it just feels like this is a story that needs to be told, the urgency in the language too. And I think it's really spectacular.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks,
Thank
Gwen.
you, Gwen.
Yeah, with Gwendolyn Soper with Mormon Missionaries from Rattle number 88. Next, let's go to Rick Pongratz.
Hello, how are you?
Hey, Rick. Rick.
Hey,
Good to
Rick.
see you.
Yeah, great to see you.
Good to see you too. Thanks for the open mic night. I'm ready to go. Is that all right?
Yeah, definitely. So, do you have a
Okay.
favorite poem or a prompt poem?
Thank you. This is a prompt poem. So
Okay.
I have many favorites, and so
Are you keeping score, Katie? Do we have more
I'm
favorites or more
definitely
prompts?
winning. I don't need to keep score. I know I've won.
Yeah, this is the prompt poem.
Okay.
All right. While the kids do chores. After lunch, I sit at the kitchen table, cleared of dishes, save for my cup of tea still steaming. I open my notebook and pick up my pen. I am captivated by the juvenile robins, with speckled brown feathers, perched in the apple tree outside my window. I hear the squawking. The larger complains, I wish I was Spider-Man, so I wouldn't have to do dishes. The smaller snaps back. No, Spider-Man is a superhero. If I were Spider-Man, I would do all the dishes. I already know which of these beautiful birds will visit me someday in my nursing home.
Yeah, well, that was a beautiful poem. While
Well,
kids do the chores, definitely fitting of the prompt. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. Have a
Yeah.
great night.
Thanks very much, Rick.
Thanks, Rick. Yeah. Yeah. it's Rick Pongrass with while the kids do chores. Next, let's go to Amanda Harris.
Every time I hear that I'm going to be picked to read, it's a little bit of a jolt to me. So, I don't
how
know
I
who
feel
else.
too. I still feel that way. I can be
Yeah.
literally at a reading with my name on it. I'll be like, what?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. So I had selected something that I felt was my best poem and something that fit the prompt. So I think I'm going to do my prompt poem.
Okay.
All right. Beatlemania. I was in the living room the first time my parents pierced my throat with the Beatles, and at the kitchen the first time someone mentioned John Lennon to me. What a terrible saxophonist, the person said, because the person was 11 and too young to know who John Lennon was. Millennial statistics claim think a Beatle is that horrible, stupid creature that interrupts Ed Sheeran mid-song. Never trust a Beatle. My sister has claimed, she who never kissed a man, she whose throat never housed a scream.
What a twist in that end. I like that a lot.
That's great.
Yeah, Beatlemania.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah, very fun. Thanks so much for sharing that, Amanda.
Yeah, thanks, Amanda, for
Thank
your
you.
energy you bring to every prompt lines, too.
Oh,
do
thank
bring it.
you.
You do bring it.
Thanks. Yeah, Amanda Harris with Beatlemania. And let's go to another first-time caller with Michael Elsey.
Hey, Tim. Hey.
Hey.
Hi.
Hey, Michael.
Hi.
Yeah.
It's so nice to be here.
Yeah, thanks. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Tarrytown, New York, where the Legend of Sleepy Hollow took place, and Rip Van Winkle.
Wow, that's a really exciting place to be calling from. That was a cool answer. Wow.
Definitely.
Thanks,
Go there
yeah.
sometime,
Yeah, sounds neat.
It's really fun. You should come around Halloween time too. It's fun.
Oh, that sounds great.
Yeah, very cool. So what do you have for us? Is it a prompt or is it
So-
a favorite?
So yeah, I wanted to read for you guys a poem that I just wrote this past week that I'm kind of most proud of for 2025.
Great.
And I've been writing a lot of remix poems, and this one is after Stephen Dunn, and it's
Great,
called
yeah.
Turn the Page. I remember discovering most people see like dogs, blue grays, yellows, some white, not mere myth of black and white, but close. And years later, finally exhaling the sighs and sorrows over lovers, sisters, wives, and most others who misread my native tongue as born of wolves. I learned there's nothing more lonely or more cloistered than a long forgotten vision, and turned therefore to the welcoming eye of the page, where I might simultaneously show and conceal, be my own magician and audience, which pleased me for a stretch. But soon the page whispered, I'd mistook its wide white embrace for human tenderness, Its illuminated pages a show just for me. Fill me up, it said, speak with sorrow and praise. All the color you can muster, for hiding is where the safest reside. Bring to me, it said, continual proof. You've been a man.
Yeah, well, great advice. Is an ours poetic kind of poem. Yeah.
Yeah, I like the wide white embrace and the whole. I could really picture that, and how I like to approach the page as some vaguely human form. I can relate to that too.
Yeah. Well, thanks so much for sharing that, Michael, and hope you come back again soon too.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah. That was Michael Alsey with Turn the Page. Next, let's go to Lisa D. Diminishes.
Hi, Lisa.
Hey, Lisa. Great to
How's
see
it
you.
going? Okay,
Good.
let me pull up. I'm going to share the prompt poem. My favorite poem was published, but it's really long, and I think I probably already read it. I'm sure I did because it was in response to a job that we had to do for somebody else.
Oh,
And
right.
it got published, it got picked up like I probably sent it out like a few weeks after you chose whatever prompt poem of the month was like, I'm sure you guys weren't going to choose it first. I sent it out and it got picked up, and it was one of only 3 poets from the United States published in the International Journal. So I was very proud of that.
Well, that's great. Way to
Yeah,
go.
that is, yeah.
Mhm.
So, okay, let me get on with this. It's my cat and I watch the politics of nature through the kitchen window. All right. I tried to be like Billy Collins too. Oh, also, this has to do with gun control, but you might not know it. I don't know. We'll see. My cat and I watch the politics of nature through the kitchen window. I could sick my cat on those greedy squirrels, keeping the birds from the feeder. I don't scare them, but my fast cat was only 6 weeks old when he dropped his first dead mouse at my feet after pounding it on the floor until it was lifeless. Unanimated, it's how I imagine us after death, except for the memories of us held by others. But then they die too, and we're all gone. The cardinals so far are the quickest to flee when I grab my camera, try to shoot, which is what I could do right now with a BB gun instead of a camera. Shoot that squirrel, little brat, the way he spreads himself out flat over the feeder, face down like a hanging bat without wings, like a rat, but clinging like a monkey, as I shout, "Hey, you stupid squirrel, leave their food alone." And I think it's being vindictive, a thing I hear we humans do, attribute emotion to little mammals. But squirrels are fierce. Have you ever been alone in a room with a squirrel as it hurls itself from wall to wall, from curtain to couch to window? With any hope, you can sweep it out. But then you have to be sure none come back. Seal the hole with wire. Otherwise, when you wake, your peanut butter tub will have been chewed through, and most of your other food too, which is what the squirrel struggle is about in a way. Because if the cat killed the squirrel, the dead squirrel would feed the birds. Maybe not the ones the squirrel frightened away, but still a kind of karma if I believed in such a thing, some law of payback. But I only believe things are paid forward. The cat and I stay inside, continue to watch from the window. I begin to meow through the screen at the squirrel, and when that doesn't work, my cat chimes in. And when that doesn't work, I try a few hisses while I bang on the window frame, and the cat tries to climb up the screen, not understanding how little power I allow myself compared to how much life and death I control.
No, there's so much energy in that poem, Mary Lisa. That was, yeah, definitely. Really enjoyed it. And you can see why it was picked up like that.
Oh, no, that's not the one that was picked up, but thank you.
This one will be picked up, it sounds like.
Oh, you guys. You're so encouraging. Everybody here. I just want to say, like, yeah, I love this group so much. That's all.
Well, thanks
we're
so much,
so
Mary
glad
Lisa.
you're a part
Thank
of it,
you.
Lisa. And Mary Lisa, you've had such like a huge variety in your writing. I feel like more this year than like last year. Like you write in so many different ways. Like the poem that you shared most recently before this, that was a lot more sparse, and it's really exciting to read.
I think I'm having a lot more fun.
Oh, well, that's really important. Great.
Yeah,
definitely.
I think if I have more fun, then it's just better writing. So, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. That's a great piece of advice too. Yeah, thanks so much, Mary Lisa.
Thanks.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, this is Mary Lisa D. Dominicius with My Cat and I Watch the Politics of Nature Through the Kitchen Window. Very cool. Let's go next to first-time caller, I believe, Sherry Noth.
Hello.
Hey, Sherry.
Hi, Sherry.
Yeah, great to see you. Thanks for being here.
Good to see you. Thank you. I'm so excited.
So where are you calling from?
So I am calling from Baltimore, Maryland.
Ah, great.
And got to plug in my computer because I'm running out of battery.
Okay.
Sorry. So I am going with the prompt.
Great.
And it's called Kitchen Table Peep Peep. Climbing a step into yesterday on the last stair which my small feet reach, while my eyes adjust to seeing a white formica table with faux marble gray veins across its matte finish. We sit together, my Safta and I, at this kitchen table, tucked neatly into the file folder of vivid memories. I enjoy a glass of seltzer mixed with raspberry syrup, lightly bubbly and mostly sweet. For her, a tall glass mug filled with brown liquid, lightly touched by cream, is clasped by fingers around, not through the handle, showing nails manicured by gardening and newspaper ink from daily crossword puzzle. Peep, peep. Our time together is interrupted and hidden behind coats and dresses in the warmth and darkness of her walk-in closet. Peep, peep. She calls to me as I hide, and she seeks, aiming to make me giggle or give away my location. Peep, peep. I dare not move or rustle the clothing in front of me as she opens the closet door, and then I'm found. And she is back at the table, patiently waiting for me to drink my last sip and clasp her hand.
Got a little choppy there, so I'll read the last line. And then I'm found, and she is back at the table, patiently waiting for me to drink my last sip and clasp her hand inside me. Yeah, thanks so much for sharing that, Jerry. The video froze a little bit, but it was really wonderful to have you here, and great to share the poem. Hope you come back again soon.
Thanks, Jerry. It's great to see you on here.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, that was Sherry Noth with the kitchen table.
Peep, peep.
Oh, peep.
Peep, peep,
peep, peep. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Sherry.
Thank you.
Let's go to another first-time caller with
Thank
Ian
you.
Lockerbie.
Hello, can you see me?
I can,
yes.
yeah. Hey,
Good to
Aaron.
see
Yeah,
you.
great to see you.
Hi,
Where are you
everyone.
calling from?
I'm calling from Cheshire in England.
Oh, wow. You've been staying up late. Thanks so much
Wow,
for
it is so
for
late
staying here
there.
for us.
That's really nice.
Thank you. My poem's called A Job Interview and All I Have Are Orange Ski Socks. I can't blame the others soaking in foot sweat. I'm surprised more haven't left. I picture them sneaking back, stringing together pamphlets and airdropping them into the washing. Well, enough is enough. I want them to be happy, but I've got to put something on my feet. I know what I'll do. I'll get labels printed. I'll reason with them. Fair and decent washing. I come to you asking to please stay. It won't be easy, but together we can find a way. I know I can't offer you the best life, but I can guarantee you fabric softener and relief from your most difficult stains. Wanderlust is something we humans feel too, but you often find what you're running from goes with you. Wherever you are, know that you always have a home here. You are missed, and I love you. Thank you.
Well, that was so funny. And yeah, thanks so much for sharing that. Yeah. And hopefully you can come back soon despite the time zone. I mean, that's a rough one, but we'd love to have you back for sure.
I will be, certainly for Billy Collins. I got my mother into poetry thanks to Water, so I'll be coming back for that.
Okay, definitely. Yeah, well, that's January 19th. He'll definitely be here, and looking forward to that, and looking forward to seeing it again, hopefully, Ian. But thanks for coming
with some
tonight.
orange socks, maybe, you know?
Yeah,
Thanks.
exactly.
Thanks.
All right, yeah, it was Ian Lockerbie. Next, let's go to Linda Meg.
Hi, how are you
Hey.
doing?
Yeah, great to see you, Linda.
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Great. So what do you have for us? Do you have
Good
a
to be here.
favorite or a
I
prompt
have
poem?
it's a favorite, and I'm just going to read it.
Okay.
Remember the moon, how it shines above the whole of planet Earth, how it prepares the night for mystery and joy. Remember when you were 7 and I was 2, sisters dressed in matching taffeta. You held my hand and traced the Big Dipper, taught me not to be afraid of shooting stars. Also remember how you taught me to walk in your shoes, to follow you into the desert, chase horned toads, and forage for prickly pear. I remember how you left this world, smiling, eyes open, full disclosure of what death is, an invitation to the afterlife.
Well, great insight into that poem. Yeah, Remember the Moon. Thanks so much for that. So what is it in particular that makes it your favorite this year?
Well, I lost my sister last year. She was 5 years older than me. And this is the first poem that I wrote that wasn't grungy with grief.
Yeah.
It was almost joyful. It came almost joyful. And so that makes it a favorite of mine.
Oh, well, that's wonderful.
Makes
Yeah.
perfect sense. Yeah.
Definitely. Thanks so much for sharing
Thanks,
that, Linda.
Linda.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was Linda Meg with Remember the Moon. Next, let's go to Sangeeta Kalarikal. Are you there, Sangeeta?
Hi.
Hello. Great to
Yeah.
see you.
Hi.
Yeah.
Nice to see you.
Hi. Nice to see you. Thank you, Katie, for giving me the link of Billy Collins' poem.
Well, thank you
So
for being
my
here.
prompt
Yeah, definitely.
poem.
And have you? I know
I've
you've
given
been
it a try.
Yeah.
I've given it a try. I don't think it works, but yeah. Sorry, Tim. What were you saying?
Oh, I was gonna say, I think you've been in the chat before. Have you been on the prompt lines or the open mic before?
Yeah, I have come long ago.
Well, welcome back. I'm so glad you come back. Yeah.
Thank you. So my poem is an attempt at an interrupted poem
Okay.
on spicy notes that hang midair. The rising steam of sharp tamarind laces cayenne vapor and stings my eyes. Through onion tears, I travel a vague path to another chopping board. My white quartz to the black sleek marble of my mother's kitchen. Her countertop absorbs all stains of turmeric, tea, and taunts of fate. Those dialogues at the kitchen table, familiar sounds of homework. The function is given by 7x plus 37. There's no scratching on paper anymore, just a quiet movement of fingertips as she writes on the iPad screen. My eyes always go round in wonder at the way things still are, and yet the way things still never are the same.
Well, thanks so much for sharing that. A lot of math going on. A little homework.
Yeah, there is a lot of math.
Definitely.
This is for the 6th graders. That's my
Oh, wonderful.
daughters.
Yeah, thanks so much for sharing.
Thank you for
thanks
having
for
me.
coming.
Yeah, that was Sangeeta Kalarikal with On Spicy Notes That Hang Midair. Yeah, I love the title too. All right, let's go next to Matt Joseph.
Hi guys.
Hey Matt.
Hey Matt, great to see you.
Hey. Just like Amanda, I get so caught up in hearing. I'm like, oh wait, I'm here to read. Also, I don't know if George, is it Bill here, is on the. He's still on. one of the subjects of this poem is I don't know where you're teaching, George, but one of the subjects of this poem is currently at school in Case Western. So, anyways, they're experiencing the Cleveland weather as well. So that said, I'll just jump in, and this is the prompt poem. So,
Great.
after they've left, my family and I, this singing yurt, this village whose people I never knew I needed as much as high tide needs the moon. I don't exist without them. Not the me who wears a band on one finger and calls himself father with a faux got this shrug, because how else to acknowledge the sun except by never looking at it straight on, only with a cardboard pinhole projected on paper. We would gather around the dinner table most nights, sharing the twigs and branches of our days, setting them afire, warming our palms and breathing in the smoke of our stories, especially the sons, the daughters. Since no one wants to hear the wisdom of the ages, not really. When you can turn the dial to teenage new wave, the belch band and fart station, and the snarky, snorting laughs their tails would always squeeze from our whoopee cushion bodies. I knew they wouldn't always be here. It wouldn't always be this. But in the same way, I know I'm going to die someday, buried nice and deep, my inner court jester clinging to the hot pink raft of a notion that maybe I'll be the one who doesn't shuffle off. Maybe I'll get out alive. Because I talk a good game, like to say my kids are doing what they were meant to. Leaping from the deck, my wife and I have tried to build out of hawthorn and mist and mystery, laughter and failure and forgiveness, and yes, lots of that cliched, marvelous one-syllable L word. And now they've caught the updrafts and are already sailing out beyond our sight. And I think I'm supposed to say yippee-ki-yay. But really, I'm befuddled by the quiet of our house. Not sure why the fog snaking over the northern hills this evening makes me feel like crying just a little. Waking up at 3 a.m., thinking I need to pee, then realizing, nope, just wondering what the hell comes next.
Yeah. Well, thanks so much for sharing that, Matt.
Yeah, thank you, Matt.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. This is amazing. Yeah, I always say it. Really grateful for this. Really appreciate you guys.
Thanks. Well, we appreciate you. Glad you're
And
here,
your
Matt.
great positive attitude you
Definitely.
bring. Yep. Thanks, Matt.
Thanks, Matt. Yeah, that was Matt Joseph with After They've Left.
There's a lot of poems about it feels like when you wake up to pee. I feel like I have to start writing when I wake up to pee in the middle of the night.
Yeah, that's a good point. I guess it's a secret writing time that I never thought of.
Yeah, I know, right?
All right, let's go to Mary Keating next.
Figured my mouse got stuck.
No problem. Hey, Mary.
It's like you're waiting for to be called on nervous, like someone said.
Well,
then your
great to see you,
mouse
Mary.
gets
Yeah.
stuck. And of course, that's when you call on me. I love this prompt, Katie. I just wrote it today though, and I thought I'd do a sonnet. So it's fun to be back here. I haven't been here in a while.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, it has.
And hear
Good to see
everybody's
you.
poems. It's called Hidden in Plain Sight. Our kitchen table is made of cedar, I think. Haven't seen the top of it for 10 years. Covered in piles of bills, an old sink drain, dead AAA batteries, 3 gears for a wheelchair bike my friend never made, so I could ride in the country alongside him. An unopened present, 6 lemonade packets for pop-up picnics on a whim, assorted poetry journals, most from Rattle, the mass card from my grandmother, some worn quilted placemats, though not one crumb left of my coffee cake. Oh, there's other items I'm not at liberty to say while my ghosts are lurking in the hallway.
I really like that last line. Yeah, thanks so much for sharing that, Mary.
Thanks.
Thank you. And thanks you guys for being here and supporting poetry. It's so great.
Definitely. Well, thanks to you too. Appreciate it. Yeah, it's Mary Keating with Hidden in Plain Sight.
Now I'm like wondering what everyone's kitchen tables look like everywhere after hearing about a few of them tonight.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's go next to Sean Aveningo Sanders.
Hello, friends.
Hi,
It's good to see you.
Yeah, it's great to see you.
So we still got a lot of people left, so I'm just going to jump right in.
Okay.
My poem. Oh, it's the prompt poem.
Yeah.
So my poem starts with a modified nursery rhyme for an epigraph. Starlight, star bright, I wish I may, I wish I might be able to someday write a poem like Billy Collins. Flow state interruptus. I'm sitting at the kitchen table, again, as great poets like Billy are known to do when composing their poems, the ones we read over and over in hopes that just an inkling of their je ne sais quoi rubs off on us like smudged ink from a newspaper onto our opposable thumbs. Newspaper. Do people still read those? Wait, where was I? Oh, yes. Sitting at the kitchen table to write a poem that ironically interrupts itself, as my thoughts are doing right now. For at this very moment, ideas are swirling. No, that's much too polite. Ideas are fighting, ready to go to blows. Fisticuffs, I tell ya. Yeah, that's what I said, officer. Fisticuffs. How's that for an unexpected shift, an interruption to my sacred time to write programming? Now, where was I? Oh, yes, the view from my kitchen table. It isn't nearly as lovely as it was yesterday. The grapevine still twisting full of leaves accosting the trellis, and squirrels getting drunk on late-fallen, sweetly fermented grapes, glistening in a ray of sunshine that becomes rarer each passing hour in a fast-approaching, long-lasting Pacific Northwest season of rain so cliché we are constantly soaked to the bone. Which reminds me of fine bone china and that pretty little teacup I purchased in Amherst touring Emily Dickinson's estate. Perhaps I'll brew a cup of Earl Grey. Surely that's what all the great poets drink. Yes, that's what I need, a cup of hot tea. Now where was I?
Well, that's great. Definitely the best leading into the interruption.
Yeah,
I think
it's
in that
very
one.
postmodern.
Sean.
I feel like, Sean, you were able to get inside of my brain when I sit down to write. Like, even like with the tea, I'm be like, I'll get tea. That's what poets do. They drink their tea. They write. That's really entertaining. Thank you, Sean.
Yeah, thanks,
Thanks,
Sean.
guys.
Thanks.
Yeah, it was Sean Aveningo Sanders with Flow State Interruptus.
Interruptus. That's what I'll think too. I can just see, like, that's going to be like, I'm going to be writing and not able to concentrate, and I'm going to think, flow state interruptus. It's coming for me.
I think it is. All right, let's go to T.R. Paulson next.
Oh, nice.
Hi, everyone. It's been a while.
It has. It's great to see you. Yeah.
Yeah, I pop in. I don't pop in very much, but I multitask to Rattlecast a lot, and it's a great thing to multitask too. I was really excited that we get to read old poems because I like my old poems better than my new poems. I never like my new poems.
Then they grow on you eventually, I hope.
They eventually just get better. I'm horrible. I mean, my brand new poems are rarely any good. I have like lots of revisions of poems, and
Yeah, so you're sharing a favorite poem. So which one is this?
it's I emailed it to you. It's called "Batter My Heart." That's probably what popped up in the subject line, and it's in Quarter of the West. I always love reading my published poems because it gives me a chance to shout out all the wonderful editors who, like yourselves and like so many other editors, who make our poetry shine out in the world.
Yeah. Well, thanks for sharing.
This is a terminal sonnet after John Donne. And for anybody that doesn't know what a terminal, any poem can be a terminal poem. It's where you take the last word in every line of a published poem and write your own poem to those last words. So this is a terminal Italian sonnet.
Cool.
Batter my heart. For I, except you enthrall me, never shall be free, nor ever chest, except you ravish me. John Donne. God, if vanilla cake batter were you, forever I'd breathe your scent, mend my cravings after you rise warm. I'd bend you in my mouth, cherry my broken with new icing. I'd slurp the last of you. I'm overdue for sweet. I labor prayers to their dead ends. I taste advice and spit it out, defend my need for proof. You say your love is true, but I touch nothing. So unwind my vain hunger, or salad me with green. You enemy my empty and stale my bread, my wine again, again with hollow. My prison breaks. I never enthralled you. You wanted me for free. I chased your ravish wholly. You ghosted me.
Really great ending to that one. Great, pacing too for the sonnet. Thanks for sharing that, TR.
Thanks.
My pleasure. Thanks for all you do.
Yeah. There's TR Paulson with Batter My Heart, courtesy of Quarterly West. Really wonderful literary magazine at quarterlywest.com. Let's go next to Carla Schwartz.
Hello. Excuse me. You can hear me now, right?
Yes.
I can. Hey, Carla.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Hi. I have a prompt poem for tonight, and I'm here. I will read it to you.
Great.
I hope I sent it in.
Yep.
It's called. And I did not write as if I were Billy Collins. I wrote, from the table in the poem.
Great.
Snow's answer. From the kitchen table, a spoonful of soup cooling in my breath. Out the window, the mountain of sand dredged up from last spring's basement dig out. A great potential, but not yet realized spread to regrade the yard. Now a white mountain, a ski slope, a sledding hill, looming large in its silence, still waiting for more snow, sticking out its tongue as the snow keeps falling. And I wonder, what is a God that stings me through my leg every uneven step I take? What God would steal my friend's very breath and yet at once reveal to the world such beauty, the lace-draped pines, the untouched white, except for footprints leading to the door.
Really cool poem. Thanks so much for sharing that, Carla.
Yeah, thanks, Carla.
Thank you. And it's great to be here.
And thanks for every time you post when you've gotten a prompt poem published, too. That's always fun to see, and Carla's good at doing that.
Yeah, Carla's got a lot of them.
She has a whole lot of them. It's a lot to keep up with.
I do. I'm the only one who keeps up with the spreadsheet. Everybody
You're doing
should go
it,
back
though.
to it.
It's going to catch on. 2026 will be the year. I feel it.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Take care.
Carla.
Yeah, it's Carla Schwartz with Snow's Answer. Let's go next to Jared Campbell.
Hello.
Hey,
Jared. Great to see you.
Good to see you. Yep. So I'm doing the kitchen table interruption poem as well.
Uh-huh.
Turns. I survey my fenced domain. What was green is white this morning. Where are the rabbits? Where are the squirrels? I'm enjoying the breakfast of champions. A cup of coffee, a financier, and the absence of rabbits. That's a lie. That memory's from days ago. The prior whiteness now is green. Which is more poetic, freeze or thaw? They're both turns. The trouble with poetry is it's always turning things. It freezes things to make them turnable and turns the things that want to flow. I think of those poems that flatter you with trust. Not the puzzle poems, but poems that rush like unbridged streams that must be crossed by stepping stones. That's a lie. I'm not thinking about a poem. I'm thinking about the film I watched last night, distracted with following the Virginia game. We lost. I had to stop the film in Wikipedia, its plot. It's about a magical poem found in a house where lovers had lived. Reciting the poem turns the house around its center. I've heard that poetry makes nothing happen. That's a lie. Poetry makes the world go round, but only a very small world, and only for lovers. Only for the people who walk out into the cold of night and look up at the supermoon, blurred unreadable by clouds, and say, what a shame. What a waste.
Oh, well, very nice. I love all the interruptions there,
really
too. All the
interesting.
contemplating turns. Yeah. Thanks so much for sharing that, Jared.
Yeah. Thanks, Jared.
Thank you.
Thanks for all those sonnets you've sent in this year. My gosh, there've been a lot of them.
It's a lot of sonnets.
A lot of sonnets. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks,
See you
Jared.
guys.
Thanks, Jared.
Yep. Jared Campbell with turns. Let's go next to Nivedita Karthik.
Hello.
Hey, Nivi.
Hey, Nivi. Great to see you.
Okay. How are you doing?
Great. How are you?
Good, thank you. I'm actually working from home today, so I'm sitting at my kitchen table as I read my prompt poem about
Oh, well, that's perfect. Yeah.
Great. Perfect. Yeah, very, very themed.
It's a short one, as always. It's about drinking tea and then mine just wandering off like you guys say. It's like, oh, I'm gonna sit and write a poem, and then no, I think I'll have tea. I think that's something all of us seem to want to do. Tea, coffee, whatever it is, we seem to think that. But I mean, if it helps us, then that's a good excuse to have tea or coffee at any time of the
Yeah,
day.
definitely.
Yeah.
Steam and shadows. At the kitchen table is a cup of tea, steam curling like a slow thought. But then I remember the honey is gone. Or was it the lemon? A spoon taps softly against the side, and suddenly I'm elsewhere, thinking about a song I forgot I loved. The way the sky looked yesterday when clouds gathered like old friends. And then I notice the clock. It's ticking louder than expected. And I wonder if I remember to turn off the stove, or if I even made the tea at all. Because now I'm staring at the table, and the table is just a table. Or is it the edge of a story I haven't yet finished?
Well, great use of the prompt, Nivi. Yeah.
Yeah.
And double points for being right there, too.
Yeah, at the scene of the crime, so to speak.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Nivi.
Thanks, Nivi.
Thank you so much. Have a good evening.
Yep, have a great day.
Thank you.
Nivedita Karthik with Steam and Shadows. Let's go next to Thomas Mixon, last week's Poetry Spawn poet.
Oh.
Hey, Thomas.
Hey. Hello.
Hi, great to see you.
Yeah, great to see you again.
Hey. Great to see you too. Thank you. I have a prompt poem. I am not at my kitchen table, but I brought this guy who was at the kitchen table. And that's where this poem comes from, kind of.
Wow, that looks like that should be at our house. Like, I would totally believe it if I walked out and that was out there.
Definitely.
There were multiple of these falling off the table, so yes. Okay. Calling it Impact Event. Little wind-up dino, tiptoeing the edge of what was once a tree and oblivion. Infinity T-Rex. You wound the plastic harder than you meant to. Will it ever end its accidental trek? It's making a mark against the gypsum wall, like it's a fossil trying to find itself. Dust begins to fall into your cereal. You don't move your bowl. You'll dump it in the trash later. After all, your texts are recognized. Another voicemail. Another eyelash lost to salt in your eyes. But instead of blinking, you wait for a call.
Yeah, very touching. Yeah, Impact Event. Thanks so much for sharing that, Thomas.
Always a
Thanks
cool,
for having me.
interesting take from Thomas, that's for sure.
There definitely is a lot of creativity going on
Yeah.
at that kitchen table.
Thank you, Katie. Thank you, Tim.
Yeah,
Thanks.
thanks,
Bye.
Thomas. There's Thomas Mixon with Impact Event. And next, let's go to Kevin Lemaster.
Hey, good evening.
Hi.
Hey, Kevin, great to see you.
Yeah.
Nice to see you too. George, I have a Cleveland connection too. My mom went to West Tech in Cleveland, West Tech High School, so I don't know if you're familiar with that or not. It's
Hey, and next time you're in town, give me a call. We'll go for a beer.
man, that sounds like a deal.
So
All
what do you
right,
got
this
for
one's
us, Kevin?
called.
Is it a prompt or is it a
It's
favorite?
a prompt poem.
All right, everyone's coming out with a prompt poem.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
my squad.
Yeah.
Are you
All right.
surprised that there's that many prompt poems instead of favorite
I'm
poems?
pleasantly surprised that people leaned into this prompt. I mean, I was happy with the prompt. I felt like it would be something that would spur things. And I'm glad to see the proof of that and that I wasn't wrong. So
All right. Well, what do you got?
Well,
Kevin?
I imagined myself at the kitchen table, but here it goes. It's called Hot Coffee and Logistics. The coffee is like lava, molten, and somehow this poem is not going to write itself. Something sticky keeps pulling at my shirt sleeve, and no matter how hard I scrub the surface, there's that tug, like a young child awaiting an answer to the unanswerable. I spill my coffee, and the poem laps it up like a dog. Shit brown stains litter the pages like cat tracks across a snowy vehicle. The poem clears its throat and tries to tell me where I can go, and I listen without writing a goddamn word.
Well, very fun. Yeah, thanks for sharing that. A lot of Ars Poetica poems
yeah, which
today.
is very Billy Collins-esque.
Definitely is. Yeah. Well, you're representing him a little bit, even as he couldn't be, or hopefully he's fast asleep right now.
I hope so.
Yeah, we hope he's feeling better soon.
Definitely. Well, thanks so much, Kevin, for sharing
Kevin.
that.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was Kevin the Master with Hot Coffee and Logistics. Next, let's go to Danica Dinsmore.
Well, I feel like I might be the last one.
There's a few left, but yeah, so glad for your patience for waiting, Danica.
Hi.
Yeah.
I haven't been on since June.
Yeah, it's been a bit.
So, yeah. And I really miss, it was very inspiring and I really miss it. Mondays have not been the greatest day plus just life. So the two things I sent, neither of them are my favorite poem because my favorite poem was 3 pages long. But I sent you my favorite poem I wrote for Rattle. But I'll read my prompt poem because it's shorter and it's late and people are getting tired. So it was the second one I sent, and it is now titled "Accidental Landlord," which is
great.
Yeah. One of the things that's happened this year to keep me away from Rattle. Okay. It is not Billy Collins-esque, but the kitchen table is ruined. Juice spills from the tenant's children. A new one at her breast. Milk stains on the mattress. I remember when my older brother and his girlfriend painted our kitchen table legs white. How pleased with themselves they were. How unpleased my mom. I can only recall her truly angry 3 times in my life. Once at a gas station when they ripped her off. She cried. The tenants made off with my new storage containers. The deck took 8 hours to power wash. They blamed the goats, but could not blame beasts for the 2-foot gash in the bedroom floor, nor the 3 disappeared plastic chairs. Friends sent me photos of Kilauea's new blast. Is this what anger feels like? I've been mourning so long, I've forgotten. The beach stones, an ocean away, collect in my windowsill like prisoners, victims of the news I'm setting aside. I'll have to go back soon to the house Mom left me in her will, to paint the walls, sell the bone china, rehouse the chickens, and discover what else is missing or destroyed. Mom's ashes encased in bamboo beneath the cashew tree.
Well, very, very touching ending there. Yeah.
What a journey that poem is.
For sure. Thanks so much for sharing that, Danica.
Thank you.
Thank
Good to
you.
see
Thank you for your continued community creating or community creation around poetry. I do listen after the fact to all the Rattlecasts. So.
Oh, yeah. Well, thanks so much. We
Thank
appreciate
you.
it. Appreciate you. Thanks for being here. Yeah, it was Danica Dinsmore with The Accidental Landlord. I do have to warn everybody, we do have a hard deadline when the babysitter is leaving. So we're going to try to get to as many people as we can, the people who were here the longest. Let's go to Steve Horrell next.
Okay. I
Hey,
never
Steve.
think you're going to call me, so I'm. Anyway, I rather wish I'd sent a short 4-line poem that I wrote recently, and maybe something a bit lighter than the one I chose. I chose the one from a chapbook of mine,
Mm-hmm.
which came out this year. But the reason I chose it was because there's a young Australian musician who wrote a song, and his album just came out based on this poem.
Well, that's cool.
So, at any rate, uh, I was impressed that somebody 19 or 20 years old would write a poem that a 78-year-old guy would write. But it is about a page and a half, so I'll get to it.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
It's called No One Can See You. The moon ghosts its way through the afternoon. The air folds and drops its secrets, a swirl of invisible skirts. Once there was a boy throwing baseballs, the strike zone clearly marked. Is it always so? You were in the hospital again and no one can see you. Apparently, we can reach the other side, as they call it, without going anywhere. I am contemplating asparagus gone wild at the river's mouth. You are walking through the marsh grass, breaking off young spears. We are both laughing. And I am back in the field again, weeding, the rows of tomatoes always longer than I think. You came back from the kayak trip where your gloves stopped, your wrists were sunburnt. Wrists so red like you'd been scalded, still tasting of salt. When you get there, will we be on the same side? Will we recognize each other? Will the darkness be eternal just for us? The ringing in my ears at night, a dog barks, the magic of fireflies, bats are jagged pieces of cloth. The ringing is all about possibility. I thought we would grow old together. We already have, you said. You were in the hospital again and no one can see you. Our daughters think I should see a therapist. In the warm fur of dreams, shadows drop at my feet. Your absence, the thread so fine, the needle so deep.
Well,
Okay.
thanks so much for sharing that. Yeah, that was wonderful. Thanks, and really cool to have a song written and the music put to that. Yeah, thanks for sharing that, Steve.
His I sent the information to him because he's Australian, and she sort of searched it out too. His name is Finojet, Finojet, and if you just Google him, he just came out with a new album. He's toured Europe and stuff,
Well, that's
so
very cool.
it's
Yeah, well,
pretty
thanks so
cool,
much, Steve.
actually.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah,
Well, thanks
okay.
for sharing that, Steve.
Thank you.
Steve Hoare
Yeah.
with No One Can See You. Let's go next to
Back to YouTube.
Megan McDonald.
Okay, so of course my phone went off.
That's all right. Hey, Megan.
I'm doing the prompt poem, which was also maybe not my best poem, but I did really have fun writing this one.
Well, great. Yeah.
Kitchen table talk. In fantasy, all things talk. My kitchen table won't shut up. Every morning he growls, "Why he? No onions, please. My boards will smell of aluminum. He tries to bargain. I'll sell you plums or perplexity fresh from the enchanted woods bazaar. Am I crazy listening to a warped table over the merits of plums versus onions? I prefer savory, especially on cold days. I'm busy, I snap. I have to keep a timetable. Monday mornings chop always cry onions. The witches and gray mages need it for their Tuesday shut up and spell. So sorry, can't take the plums. Now on Wednesday, after scouring you clean, I'll get you a silver-strained sunset dream spell for a day of just being a restful table. That might be acceptable. I can handle one day of onions. Will you be making liquid lavender? I love the smell. That's Thursday, so I can spell some special mead on Friday. Saturday and Sunday, I'm going to the spell marathon at Aunt Matilda's. Oh, good. There this month. No damned parrot to claw my wood. But bring me some of her sun-warmed oil from her gardens of imaginary scents. Okay, back to onions.
A lot of good shifts in that one, too. Kitchen table talk. Thanks so much for sharing that, Megan.
Thanks, Megan.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Megan McDonald. Next, let's go to Rob Harris.
Hi, how are you?
Hey.
Good. Great to see you, Rob.
I don't know if it's a favorite poem or not, but I wrote it on a card in the middle of the summer, right after the first No Kings rally. And I've been carrying around in my wallet ever since. So I figured this is the time to put it down on paper and share it with the world. So
All right. Okay.
here it is. It's called No Room for Ice. It was like this. And it rhymes.
I think we lost you, Rob.
I imagine I would be addressing a big crowd of people who would want to hear something rhyming. Or they...
Hey, Rob, will you turn your camera off really
Hello?
quick? You're chopping up. There we go. Okay, let's hear it.
Okay, no room for ice. Our president has recently stated that all of us must support ICE. But no, I will never do that, and I won't even have to think twice. They're a thuggish band of cowards hiding their faces from us all. They fancy themselves to be tough macho men, but in truth, they're actually quite small. Taking away people's due process, tearing immigrant families apart, thinking they can just do whatever, stressing our national heart. Feel free to question my Americanism or label me as something less, but it won't be me turning our cities into a terrible, chaotic mess. When history judges them someday, they'll find that they're on the wrong side for all the nasty shit that they've done and the terrible things they have tried. So, that's what I got.
Yeah, well, thanks so much for sharing that, Rob. Definitely feel the political action in that one. Thanks for sharing it.
Thanks, Rob.
Sure.
Yeah. So Rob Harris with No Room for Ice. Okay, let's try to rush through and get to everybody. Why not? Let's go to Tina Deniclaw next.
Hey,
Tina.
Hey.
Sounds like you're doing better this week.
A little bit. I mean, it's still lingering, though, a week later. I don't know.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, now my husband just woke up and he's trying to talk to me. Okay. So I'm going to change the word as I read because I forgot it has to be the kitchen table.
Okay.
What do you think 3I Atlas is? Just as the comet emerged from behind the sun, my husband and I sat at the kitchen table with Ryan, who holds a PhD in astrophysics. Of course, we had to ask. My friend at NASA says it's just a comet, but some say it might be engineered. Okay, this is just in my head. The stuff on the left is just my inability to stick with a conversation. Improbable doesn't mean impossible. What's less likely? A perfectly timed and executed tour of the sun and the rocky planets by a pile of nickel, or a probe sent to check us out? Yeah, we've heard Avi Loeb's ideas. What does NASA think about its odd behaviors? They think it's acting like a normal comet. Sounds like a cover-up to me. Maybe this is why cabinet members have moved into the military bases. What if the aliens want us to take them to our leader? We can't let a grifter represent all of humanity. Too bad Justin Trudeau isn't in office anymore. I guess it will have to be Wills and Kate or the president of the UN. Where are the images coming out of NASA so bad? Ryan shrugs a little. They changed their ship's configuration to fool us out of being alarmed. I hope they don't remember that cookbook on the Twilight Zone to serve man. Good thing bacteria and fungi are on our side. Those aliens should stay away. We should stay in their own safe place. My husband wants to know if I have any questions, and I do. This comet has been traveling in our galaxy for many billions of years, and it doesn't break up until it encounters our obscure star. There's a lot of distance between objects in our galaxy. A comet can travel for many, many billions of years without encountering anything. Maybe Trudeau will step up when we need him. Maybe the aliens will save us from ourselves.
A very interesting topic. Yeah, thanks so much for sharing
Tina.
that. Yeah, that
Thank
three-eye
you. Thank
atlas.
you. Thank you both.
Full of poems.
Yeah, a lot of
It
poems.
brought many poems. It might not have brought aliens, but it brought poems. Okay, thanks,
did.
Tina. Let's go to Wayne. Hey, Wayne. I think you've been on before, but not for a while,
it was
right?
a long time ago.
Yeah.
I'm an intermittent follower,
Well, it's
but I
great to
love
see
it
you.
every time I'm on here. There's so much good poetry here.
Oh, thanks,
It's
Wayne.
incredible.
Yeah.
You guys do a great job. It's incredible.
Thanks.
Thanks.
What do you got for
I
us?
just got home from my own poetry meeting that we have at my library, and I sat down to watch the game, got bored, and picked up my phone, and I saw that you guys were on, so I figured it's time to chime in here.
Great.
Very cool. Well, let's share it. Yeah.
All right. I've got a poem that actually I wrote a long time ago that fits your prompt perfectly, and I think I'll go ahead and read it. It's called Kitchen Table. The Eastern Fire, let me start again, grab my mouse here so I can move forward. I go through this every time I sign in. I don't know what I'm doing, but I get there. Okay. Anyway, kitchen table. The Eastern fire appears rich like treasure, crawling through the window like time. It's recast by the frame, the philodendron, the sill of prism vases, a luminous span which warms the kitchen table. Awake, his shuffling feet stir dusty dawn rays swirls. He stretches and yawns, scratches his beard. The radiance awaits him, the drink, the plate of eggs. He sits before his oaken altar where he gathers strength, anticipates the day. The fork glints as it rises. His wife moves through the morning aura, says, "Good morning. Hey, beautiful," he responds in drowsy mutter, watches her silhouette. She puts away last night's dishes, says, "Catherine will be in town next week." His head bobs, he swallows. She goes on with something about shopping, something about jelly. The eggs are always perfect. He takes a drink of warm tea and returns his cup to the burnished plane, finds himself staring at its wooden grain, each long line like a liquid story. It melts and merges with the golden light. Here he manifests others who have sat in their own morning fog, the celebrated and the banal, with elbows on the boards at these depots of daily life. And he beholds a Viking sword, its brilliant length etched with scars, the stains of far adventure, a child's toy, a whittled longboat sailing for the edge. Then a sculptor's chisel, fine pieta powder on its beveled blade, dulled from hours of cuts to etch his marble wounds, a drying wedge of cheese, a bottle swig of wine. A book of calculations appears, cryptic concepts, power told in exponentials. A yellow pencil waits to write the chain reactions, scattered sections, New York Times headlines, Marines take Okinawa. Now a cursor blinks within a pseudo-page, pause mid-line, mid-thought, version 9, words about a sunlit kitchen table. A final notice, a crumpled-up rejection, want-ads in ink circles. More tea, she asks, breaks the ride of his misty morning train. Yes, he answers, sit with me a while.
Great. Well, thanks so much for sharing that, Wayne. There was the kitchen table and great details throughout that. What is your last name, Wayne? All I have is Wayne on the screen.
Williams.
Wayne Williams.
I'm from Largo, Florida.
Very good.
Tampa Bay area.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Yeah.
Well,
Thank you, Wayne. Good to see you.
Thanks so much, Wayne.
Thank you. Good to be on here and get to read with all these great poets.
Yeah. Well, I hope you come back soon. Yeah.
Yes, I will.
It was Wayne Williams with the kitchen table. I think I got two poets left. Julian Matthews is up next. Yeah.
Hi.
Hey, Julian. Yeah, it's great to see you. It's been a bit for you too. How you been?
Yeah, I'm good. I hope you're good too.
Yeah. So what do you got for us?
This is a poem published by Spillwords.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Ashtray.
Okay.
Great.
I'm a cocktier, perked up, ready to hear. I'm a gift from a friend long since dead, brassy, runty-legged, squat. I'm shaped like a shell, scalloped, though I've never smelled the sea, felt the sun on my face, sand between my toes, been lulled by ocean waves. My role is limited to listening to your salty tongue and holding my own, dousing your embers with 1,000 crushes, bearing your powdery residue, holding space for the grayness of your daily grind. I'm your steady, your corner warmer, the torchbearer of your only remaining vice. I'm the snuffer of others' unfulfilled expectations of you, the unrealized potential of smoldered dreams, the ifs and buts of charred regrets. I hear you speak of moonshots, presidents, and assassinations like you did in the 60s. News and politics are your bread and butter, all spit, spark, and fire. But time has staled arguments, regurgitated the same bad blood, history repeating itself. I read your thoughts like a cavern echo. Humans never learn, do they? Humans never learn. Humans never. You're still angry, seething beneath the surface. Your voice hoarser, your dry cough coarser, like the last protester dispersing at the end of a rally, distant, fainter, yet no less convicted. Your friends, fewer and fewer these days, seem less inclined to listen to your repeated protestations, the shenanigans of bad government, the hiss of your scratchy vinyl. I can still feel your stress dissipate with every puff, every exhale a soothing relief like souls departing in the wind. I'm the silent keeper of all your smushed secrets, the sorries of forgiving, the hurts from never forgetting. Today we sit together yet alone. Nothing needs to be spoken, nothing exchanged. Only the spiraling haze of smoke signals between ashy knolls. Your roomy eyes seem lost in a memory, perhaps of an old flame, that last embrace, as you take a final deep drag, then push in. Oh, familiar warmth. I take you in, put out. Oh, glorious afterglow. And then, once again, we part, and I let you go.
Well, thanks so much for sharing that, Julian. Yeah,
Thanks,
that was
Julian.
Ashtray by Julian Matthews from Spillwords.
Beautiful reading as always.
As always,
Julian.
Yeah,
Thank
it is
you.
always a pleasure listening to you read. Yeah.
Well, we're hedging up on that babysitter deadline. Will we make
definitely are. Let's. Michael Verga is next. I believe
Great.
that is the last poet we'll have time for. I think we got to everybody.
I think so.
Whew, I think we did it. Okay.
Good evening. This will be 3 snapshot.
Great. Well, great to see you.
3 snapshots.
Thanks for your patience.
Yeah, thanks.
Nice to see you. Well, thank you for allowing me to close the night out. I also have a cold, so I'll get through these 3 snapshots before I start coughing.
Okay.
One after Wordsworth. My heart leaps up like wild horses escaping now that I am a man. 2, life. The gift that's charged but never wrapped up. 3, every man. Running in place until out of sight. The snowman. Thank you.
Yeah, really cool snapshots.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
thanks
was
so much
really
for sharing
neat.
that, Michael.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, well, that was Michael Verga with 3 snapshots. And that's going to wrap up the episode for this week. Actually, you have a haiku. Do you want to share your haiku?
Sure.
I thought it was really good. I always write my stuff right before the show, and it was crazy and hectic, and I did not have time.
I've started
But-
managing to write haiku while I ride my bike when it's not one we're going on together, because obviously we're talking and interacting and everything then. But this happened because I actually saw an actual folding chair in a trash can, and I was like, so this is, A chair in the trash, abandoned metaphor. Because I was thinking about too how we always talk about like the quintessential example of that every word is basically a metaphor is the chair. You always go to the chair. So I was thinking about that.
That is very cool. Yeah, a chair in the trash, abandoned metaphor. I really like that a lot. I didn't want that to go unread.
Oh, well, that's sweet. I said I didn't have to read it. So
I know, but it's true. It was a great one though. All right,
Thanks.
and so I had nothing. Let's see what's next week's prompt is going to be what, Katie?
We are going to write a poem that's all about breaks. A lot of different kind of breaks out there. Not going to start listing them, but you can do that in your poem.
Very interesting. Well, I'm looking forward to that.
Don't put the brakes on it while you're writing. I'll just say that much.
Very cool. Well, yeah, write a poem that's all about the breaks. That is this week's prompt.
And it's also like shades of Meghan Trainor, like all about that bass, but it's about the breaks. I don't know why. I have no idea.
Probably she was on a commercial
we
doing
were
that
watching
during the
Bills
football
game.
game
Yeah,
yesterday.
yeah, that's why.
All right. Well, that's your prompt for the next week. Write a poem that's all about breaks.
Thanks to everybody for being here for the special show and pivoting with us. Of course, we're all sad that Billy Collins wasn't feeling well. Hopefully, he's already feeling better miraculously somehow.
Miraculously, yeah.
Yes.
He's got a poem right here. No, just kidding. Anyway.
Now we're going to go for 2 more hours. No,
Billy will be back on January 19th. We've got a lot of great guests in the meantime. And next week's is going to be Julia B. Levine. So Julia has been... had a Poetry Respond poem a couple times. She's got a great book out that I read a few years ago, and then a new chapbook that just came out, Lullaby for the Sixth Extinction. That's her next book. Julia B. Levine is the next guest. Again, saying that prompt, write about a poem that's all about the breaks. That is your Rattlecast number 322, Monday, December 15th, the regular time, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. We did have a lot more guests than we typically do, which is nice to see.
Yeah,
Hope you all
it's great
come back
to see everybody
next week, and we'll be right here with a whole lot more poetry. Good night.
Good night.